Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 300-lap showdown of figure eight racing here on the West Coast at Orange Speedway. We get ready to go as Tommy, just so you know, you got a starting lineup just behind you.
Well, look at me.
Look at you. Folks,
Luxury here.
This is our third year covering this event. This is the third year it's happened. And if we can tell you anything, if this is your first time watching, buckle up, because it is about to be a very, very gut-wrenching night.
Oh, man, I'm already shaking, and I'm not even driving.
I'm already stirred.
All right, Jeffrey, how about we go from the back to the front, starting to the tail of the field. That is Dave Fair in the number 33, starting 21st. Ron Davis in the 20X, starting 20th. Next are up as the 24 of Robert Snyder and the 15 of Wild Willem Veston. The number 04, Jessica Gray, and Troy Butler in the 22. 15th place starter, the number 72 of Clint Keenan, and the number 50 of John Carlson, starting 14th. Barefoot Billy Zeman, starting 13th in the number 3, and Jeremy Queener, starting in 12th in the number 92. 11th place starter, the number 16 of Andy Shaning, and 10th place starter, the number 45 of Jacob Reppin. Inside of the top 10 now is the number 1 of Jay Henson, starting 9th, and 8th place starter, the number 83G of Zach Larson. Nick Gunderson starts 7th in the number 33G to Rod Proctor and the number 21 starting 6th. Steve Durham in the 3D starting 5th, and 4th place starter, the number 20 of John Connor. Your top 3 is number 40 of Seth Funden starting 3rd, the number 2 starter, the number 5 of Ben Tunney, and your pole sitter fastest qualifier with a 17.739, the number 7 of Austin Tunney, the Indianapolis 3-hour champion, trying to come here with guns loaded.
Now, Tommy, there's one car that you didn't mention, the 00 machine starting at the tail of the field. I've only seen this car sitting at its pit stall. I was actually surprised to see them lining up.
That would be our 22nd place starter. As we get ready to go, Jeffrey, lights out.
Here we go.
Ready.
Get on your feet, ladies and gentlemen. 300 laps of action is live.
Round and round we go.
You ready to see how fast we start having intersections? Because it doesn't take long.
No, absolutely not. It is Tunney. 1 and 2 out front. Austin Tunney leading Ben Tunney. Connor in 3rd. Battle for 4th. Austin Tunney is going to lead lap number 1. 299 laps left to go. Battle for the lead up front.
It's got to be go time now, right, Tommy?
It absolutely is.
And guess what?
Intersection, kid.
And this is going to cause a stack up. We sometimes talk about how it's almost more dangerous to stop.
Oh, trouble. Funden and Proctor around. They get connected.
Red
over
flag.
in turns number 3 and 4.
You know who sometimes tends to have the wilder nights on these events?
Who's that?
The guy who runs the event.
Yeah, right?
So Rod Proctor and the 21 machine having immediate issues. It's like they're stuck. Funden's getting away from it. Now, Tommy, this is kind of funny. You set up a camera at the last second.
Yes. I never thought that would be in play until now.
Well, they get unhooked. But those were among your top runners. Red flag is out. Hey, we made it to lap 1.
Yeah, right? All right, let's see a replay here, Jeffrey. You saw what happened. There's our intersection cam replay. See them storming. We're going to utilize that throughout the night. Now, take a look at your 2 bright cars. The 21 of Proctor gets sideways. Looks like they already made contact.
Yeah, they just hooked.
And then, yeah, stuck together. The front bumper and rear bumper just getting hooked up. Let's back this up just a little bit more.
Lap 1.
Now you see in the center of the corner, Proctor's already sideways. And of course, they were just running so close to each other that's all it took, just a quick connect. And they were stuck over in turn number 4 of this figure eight race. So like you said, Jeffrey, lap number 1. Mike Hadley said it. You can take the first half. He'll be there for the second half.
Well, now they're working in the restart. Now, couple things that we need to discuss. First off, Tommy, there's a car still sitting in the pit area. Not here is its driver. Let's talk a little bit about what happened.
Chris Curtis in the number 74 blew up an engine Friday night. That meant that they had to thrash hard to put an engine in the 74. They did. And then in the opening laps of practice, you can see the skid marks leading up to the wall. That's where that car came to an abrupt halt. The throttle stuck as he was entering the corner and slammed hard head on into the wall, busted that whole front end up, just destroyed the front clip, took that right front tire and it shoved into the body panel of the passenger area, if you will. It unfortunately sent Curtis to the hospital. He's for sure has a broken wrist, and they're also keeping an eye on his back. I mean, he was obviously complaining of a sore back and everything, so our hopes go with the Curtis family as they are going to have a long trip back home with a sore driver.
Just goes to show, Tommy, this might be a quarter-mile racetrack.
But they're flying out here.
These
outlaw cars, man.
And let's talk a little bit about them. Outlaw cars. You know, we're not talking about your standard.
These aren't bumper banging race cars. I mean, okay,
No.
Wait a minute. They are bumper banging race cars, but these things aren't demo derby cars like people associate figure eight racing to be. These things are upwards of $100,000 race cars. Just don't tell the drivers' wives or husbands if you're gray in the 04. But don't be telling anybody that. But yeah, Jeffrey, these things are very expensive race cars. If you want to compare any race car, imagine a dirt late model running a figure eight race. Imagine a super late model asphalt car running in a figure eight. These are not toys. These things are serious. And let me tell you what, they will fly if you got these things handled.
And I mean, Outlaw, essentially, there aren't a lot of rules.
Nope, not a lot of rules. And that's what makes it fun, Jeffrey. I mean, look at these cars. They are unlike any race car you'll ever see racing on a weekly basis.
Lap 6, so we are counting yellows.
Cameron Keene cheering on the Indy boys. Monty Delp watching.
Fundin's pulling in.
Yeah. Well, you'd imagine they're going to check out. They are counting yellows.
I'm surprised a little bit.
They are counting yellows. They're going to take a look to see if there's any flats. They're changing out the left front.
Of course, Fundin was going to have an onboard camera when we had a camera malfunction.
We had a camera ready to go, and then it wasn't ready to go.
Pace car's off. Pace car's hiding.
Monty Delp cheering on the Gundersons, Nick Gunderson.
Who you cheering on, Tommy?
I just want to see 20 cars still running at 150. That's what I'm cheering
150, that's after that.
After that, it's like Corey Harmon says, balls to the wall, baby. Either outlaws.
Yes, they are.
All right, so lights are out from the pace car. It's parked. Lights out from the flag stand. Seth Fundin's starting to roll back onto the
He's going to have to get
pit
going.
road. Austin Tunney's going to bring this field to the green. Ben Tunney, John Connor, your top three. We go green. Trouble to stack up over in turn number one. That'll put the 83G into the infield. Not sure if the car is stalled out. Seth Fundin slowly making his trip onto the track.
A lot of smoke coming from the 21 of Proctor.
But red flag lap number 8 for the 83G machine. Looked like they were the stack up there on the start. I remember these cars having an issue last year where they could not come to a stop. That is Zach Larson. I wonder if that's the same issue, where if he's got to keep that car rolling.
You're right. That wasn't the car that kept driving. Another car pulling it into the pit area and one pulling it out of the pit area. Fundin returns into the pits is the 33 Affair. See what's going on with Larson's machine. I know that team was looking for, I mean, they made it last year. Looked like a stack up, and then the 83 just kind of gave up.
So we'll see the replay here. All right, so the green is
So there's
out.
Larson right at the right of the screen. He's going into the turn, following his teammate. Henson right behind him.
That car looked like it was having problems before it entered the corner, but maybe not. I mean, look at
Did
the
it
thing.
look like something locked up?
Could be,
I can't tell if he had contact with the 45.
but you can see it smoking right before.
Because it looks like they had contact with the 45.
Let's take a look here. So the fourth car to the inside, the 83G of Larson, in front of the blue number 1, Henson. That car, yeah, Jeffrey, it looks like the rear end might have locked up a transmission or something, as he's getting the hook, picking up the back end of that 83G machine over in the inside of turn number 2. Very early issues for Zach. Not the way you want to start it, but if they can get lucky, we're only 9 laps into this one.
And this is where we start to talk about it, Tommy.
Endurance.
It's an endurance race. We have cars that typically will come back into a race 100 laps after they had fallen out.
And finish in the top 15.
You don't give up.
Top
Not
12. Yeah.
Not in this one.
But that could be a lot more catastrophic than we think.
Just because you don't give up doesn't mean you're not done.
No. Want to play the time game?
Yes.
Fastest driver on the track right now, the number 7 of Austin Tunney, 18.603.
So that's only 7/10 off. No.
Yeah.
Almost a second off of what he qualified.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking a look at Larson's machine. And this is also where Tommy and I start playing the camera game.
Yeah. Very true. Well, we'll see. Luckily, we got the pits behind us to see if they're going to thrash or not.
Yep.
Again, thank you all for joining with us here live on Race Feed Eggs.
We got more, though. This isn't it for us this year.
No, we got another event. It's called Thanksgiving Thunder, Thanksgiving weekend. Down in Porterville, California, Rocky Hill Speedway.
So if you guys are looking to join in on the fun there, it's going to be a 3-day show. Lots of racing.
Jeffrey, so Mike Hadley, I asked him while you were setting up cameras, I asked Mike Hadley and Harmon, I asked him, hey, you guys were here last year, so tell us, what are you feeling right now if you're lined up on the front straightaway ready to go? Mike Hadley replied, right now, nerves. Mindset is to keep the tires on the car and the car clean until after the pit stop. Remember, Jeffrey, Mike Hadley made the spot for position spinning across the start-finish line last year.
He did. That was an incredible showdown.
There was. Seth Funden from Arlington, Washington says Mike Jensen. Spike Brickley says he's rooting
Wait,
on.
who just said that?
What's that? Mike Jensen.
Oh, Mike Jensen says funded.
Yes.
I heard that backwards, and I'm like,
Gotcha.
Seth Funden's choosing someone who's not even here.
Spike Brickley said he's cheering on Ronnie Rigdon. I'd love to know who that is. And it sounds like Jerry LeMaster's having a good time with it.
Good.
Leslie Denny saying Indy and cheering on Steve the Bull Durham. Angie Lamb Coyne watching from the Gunderson Speed Shop. Of course, Nick Gunderson is our pick, or at least one of the G cars.
Well, Larson's car has gone past his hot pit area.
Yeah, that one's going to be some work here. Jenny Durbin cheering on Steve the Bull Durham, Indianapolis. Clint Lewis cheering on the Flagman. Let's start this race already from Indianapolis. We're racing and we're getting ready. Here we go, back for the restart. Tunney, and Connor. We go green.
We have haven't really had an opportunity really to get to the intersection in this race.
That's okay. I'm sure these drivers appreciate it. Austin Tenney out to the early lead. Ben Tenney second. Connor in third.
I think these drivers live for it, huh?
Yeah. I'd hope so. They're in the right racing discipline. A lot of give and take early in this race, but not a lot of time to give on a quarter mile. Next time by, you know it. We're going to see some intersection action. Almost next time by. Here we go. A little bit of Christian crossing.
Yep. We're figure eight racing.
Intersection cam slicing and dicing through this one. The 24 coming to a stop.
And that's what's going to really jack up these groups of cars. We see it every year. Look at this pack coming
Big
through.
pack, yeah, from the number 45 behind Jake Reppin. Andy Shaney. Traffic jam in the intersection. We got battles all through this one. The 50 and the 21 Proctor.
Now battle for the lead.
Carlson. Ben Tunney trying to look to the inside of brother Austin Tunney.
You might as well ignore the fact that they have the same name.
Yeah. Just call them by their first name. And you'd never know that these two are related because they battled just as hard. Remember Jesse Tunney last year battled Austin Tunney just as hard. Top two. Running this one, they have themselves about a 5-car length lead over John Connor.
And who are they with? The guy that we said notoriously doesn't lift.
Yeah.
There was some contact there between Proctor and the 50 machine. Oh boy. But the battle continues for the lead. And this is what we saw last year.
Through the intersection, Tunney had to back up. Ben to the outside, taking a peek. Intersection cam, you see the leaders going through. Back up. Whoa, it's tight. And Jeffrey, are we going to see a repeat of last year with the Tunneys running the top two?
I kind of, the second I knew they were here, I had a feeling that. Oh!
Durham, look at Barefoot through the middle. Durham having to check up at the last
And that's what happens. You get these stack ups as here are your leaders.
And that's how you lose spots here. It's all about timing. It's all about rhythm.
Yeah!
Through the intersection.
Like Veston. And again, folks, we have a designated shot that is just watching
But
the intersection.
Look at this battle for the lead through lap traffic. They're to the outside of Butler in the number 22. Tunney, Ben Tunney to the inside, making it 3 wide.
This was like last year, how we finished the race. Tunney's using lap traffic to their advantage.
I challenge any dirt racer across the country. I challenge any asphalt racer across the country in a stock car to put your biggest, most expensive car on the track and run it in a figure eight. And that's what we're doing here tonight.
There was some contact here with Proctor. Funding on the rebound right now, trying to make up positions, make up laps. He has a good car. Here come your leaders through the lap traffic. Waiter goes a lap down for 92.
Your leaders have lapped all the way up to
Jay Henson. Jay Henson. And we got an issue with Gunderson.
Yeah, Gunderson in the 33 machine. Parked up on the high side of turn number 3. Nick Gunderson, 6th place, coming to a stop. I don't see damage at all.
Tommy, looking at the 83 car, not a lot of work happening to that one.
No, they're staring at this one. Something tells me transmission or rear end.
Well, Gunderson, the teammate, having an issue here. No. You're good. See, Gunderson rolls away. It's an endurance race. We expect mechanical issues, but sometimes you see them hit really early like we did just now. I mean, we're on lap 23. Gunderson having these issues. His teammate out even earlier. Looks like that 83 car is done for the night, so could be something with the rear end. Another car that looks like it might be done is Fair in the 33 machine. That car is parked. Don't see a lot of work being done to it, unfortunately. as we line him back up. Pace car has the field. So the Tunnies last year just absolutely put on a clinic. And it's been a Tunny show. The last 2 years, it's been won by a Tunny. Last year it was 1-2 Tunny. Can they do it again? I'm keeping an eye on this 20 machine. He hasn't really lost touch with your leaders during these longer runs. So we'll see what comes of it. Lights are out. Next time by, we'll be back to racing. Kind of give you a chance to look for where your driver is in the lineup. Do our best to keep you up to date on what lap each of them are on. As the longer we go, the more that's going to spread out. After some close calls in this one. Here comes Tunny in the 7. He's going to restart us. And green flag. Restart lap 25. Whoa, locking him up was Proctor. Hard on the brakes. He wants to beat that split where the intersection starts coming into play. But I don't know how long those tires are going to last with Proctor. Logging him up a couple times. And this event sideways is a 15 contact. Issue here right at the intersection. And more trouble. Barefoot Billy has an issue. Well, that one developed further back in the pack, and it just seemed like a chain reaction that kept getting worse.
Take a look at a replay.
Hey, Tommy, so they're all done? Sounds like a yes.
See here.
Now you're looking at the intersection.
I want to see what happened here first.
Oh man, if you want to see it, you should watch this camera.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Hang on.
Because they're gonna come into shot. The wreck's
on.
already happening.
Hang on.
Look at that.
And whoa. But
now watch Barefoot Billy. He had contact, I think, with Proctor.
let's go to this camera now. And
Billy is in the hot pit.
dialing it up.
Oh yeah. I learned how to do this during the mini stock race.
Good.
I'm a self-taught entrepreneur.
Dialing it up here.
Replay.
Here we go. Here's your shot of it.
Are you ready for this? Hold on to your hats,
So
Tommy.
the 83G Jeffrey, broken rear end. That car's done for the night.
Here we go. Saw the sideways 50 machine. 24 goes to the void.
Oh. Clint Keen in the 24 making contact.
They're actually stuck. Stuck together.
Yeah, you can see them stuck there. Bars connected. They welded themselves together.
So, Tommy, we have another car that's in the pit area, the 33 of Fair.
That car is parked.
Done?
I believe so.
Why?
I think he just wanted to do 27 laps.
So this camera, in theory, we can throw on a car at the halfway break too, huh?
Yes.
Look at us.
Robert Snyder getting caught up in that one. The 24 and the 72. Clint Keenan, Robert Snyder.
Barefoot Billy returns to the racetrack without losing a lap. Tommy, when I saw the sparks fly on the 3 machine, I thought, not again. You know what that team said?
What'd they say?
We want to make it past lap 20.
Well, they're 7 laps past it.
But here's what I really like. Then the crew guy's like, we told him, if he's not going to finish the race, then don't bring the car off the track. And in my head, I was thinking, that's kind of how it works, isn't it?
All the time.
I mean, like, literally. If you don't finish the race.
I think they had a shiny car. Now they want to grind it down.
Well, those two cars, I don't think that's contact that's going to knock anyone out.
Yeah, Snyder's going to have to worry about a right front or right rear flat.
Tommy.
You seeing Proctor doing some dancing?
Could he be overheating?
Overheating? I've had to do that in a figure eight race before. I see some steam or smoke.
And we have done figure eight racing ourselves.
And none of these style of cars, the demolition derby type.
No, in compact cars that came out of the junkyard, and we couldn't trust turning left in them. So
exactly.
I love this event.
I love figure eight racing. It's such a different form of racing.
Such a different animal. All right, Gunderson, it looks like he's rolling, but where to? Is he making it back on the track? Or yep, he looks like he's coming to return. Now on the hot pit is the 72 machine. Tommy, they've had a long weekend.
Yeah, Clint Keenan blew up a motor last night. They had to thrash and put a motor in it tonight. They had their better bullet in a million pieces the night before, so they put the engine that they knew would be smooth and consistent in it tonight.
Tommy, I'm getting nervous. Off the track is the number 20.
Oh, don't be nervous. Ron Davis, he's good. 33 back on track. He and the 72 had made contact to bring out the last caution before what we just had. So that's why he was parked up against the turn 3 wall.
I don't think Ron Davis is going to make it out of the hot pit, though. So I'll be curious to see if they do throw the green or if they elect to push that car through.
We'll take a look. So far, the lights are out. Pace car's parked.
But Tommy, it's Ron Davis.
I wouldn't be worried. We're going to see that car at the lap 300, Mike, I promise.
Here we go. Here comes the push truck.
Lights out. We're getting back to green. Tunney, and Connor. Top 3, back to green. Austin Tunney leading away. Ben Tunney in the second spot.
Oh, and a little bit of contact, and again locking him up. Tommy Proctor's not going to have front tires.
He might not. He's got a lot of front brake dialed into that 21 machine. Reppin' and Fundin battling for 8th place right here on the screen. Fundin's going to stay ahead of that battle. Top 2 starting to spread out from 3rd. Field single file right now.
Which only means here comes the intersection.
A long string of Outlaw cars. Top 2 still battling it on. 32 laps in. Snyder parked in the infield trying to get through. He's going to get the gas and go another lap down.
And it makes it difficult, Tommy, when you have cars that are parked. The visibility starts to get more and more limited.
You've got to keep an eye on now Jessica Gray.
Oh, locking him up as your leader.
Jessica Gray stalled it in the intersection. She goes down a lap. Your leader, Austin Tunney, like you said, Jeffrey, had to lock up the brakes there for a split second. Got to keep these tires rolling.
Going to take a look at Barefoot Billy Gunderson returning to the track. It's the 72. Looking at this group.
Your lap cars having to let the leaders yield, having to yield to the leaders. They don't have to, but it's common courtesy for sure. Slicing and dicing Barefoot Billy. Not wasting any time through that one. Clint Keenan back on the racetrack, lap number 35.
And a battle for 3rd starting to brew as the 20 machine tries to close in.
Durham up to 3rd. Connor slipped back a spot.
They come off, but now we're in the brakes. It throws off your rhythm.
The good thing about this track, Kevin, compared to other figure eight tracks, this track is completely paved from wall to wall. You can
oh boy, there's your leaders.
You can go outside the coloring book like your leaders are doing right now to the outside of all.
Look at Noah in 3rd place.
Durham to the inside. He won 2nd spot. He's crisscrossing through. He went where others weren't. He's got to stay clear of Keenan now. Gets up to the bumper of intersection right here in front of your leaders. Clint Keenan, a lap car, runs into the back of Austin Tunney.
And we're still wrecking in the intersection.
Austin Tunney, your leader for 38 laps, has a 72 jammed in the right rear. Big trouble for your leader. All of a stack up in the intersection.
Tommy, we talk about it, how it's not like you have a choice, by the way. You have to either yield or go.
Yeah,
But
you can't hesitate. You have to make up your mind.
And that was one of the biggest chain reaction hesitations I've ever seen.
That wreck took about 5 minutes start to finish, it seemed like.
Some of these cars are.
I just wonder for Austin Tunney, Jeffrey, leading for 38 laps and now has a car.
Man, did that 3 machine come out of nowhere?
Durham, he made a challenge there. Let's take a look, see if we can dial up this replay here.
Shaning, pulling away. Backing it up. He's carrying an onboard camera.
Let's go to a replay. I want to go back a lap before the incident.
See as it all begins to stack up here.
Or not.
Barefoot Billy.
You know, I had this whole replay thing down until now. Let's go back here. Back to here. All right, so take a look here. Durham.
Wait, Tommy, I'm just curious to see what's going on here.
We're back to live. You see the 21 driver, Rod Proctor, up on top of his car.
Had a bit of a conversation. I think he's just trying to get them unstuck, actually. Turn your wheel this way.
Let's go back to the replay real quick.
Yeah, do it.
All right, so you see them crisscrossing, dicing through here. You're going to see the leaders coming to screen. Look where Durham's at. He's closed in close. I mean, he's still a car length back from second, but watch the move he makes in turns number 3 and 4. Look at this. To the inside, makes a power move, almost gets up to the second spot, side by side until Keenan there a lap down. You have to avoid him.
And here's where the stacking up just escalates.
So we saw how crazy it was in the intersection. Cars hitting the brakes, and this is it. Keenan in the back, the right rear of Tunney. So unfortunate for Tunney. Unfortunate for a lot of these drivers. A couple of good cars definitely knocked out or made some damage there. But
did you see that one car that just narrowly avoided getting hit by your leader?
I'm taking a look here again. And let's see how this kind of all started.
You see, I think it's Gunderson there.
Hitting the brakes. He knows what's about to cross through the intersection. Seth Funden showing no fear. And right here, Proctor.
Yeah, see, it's just...
He was committed. He found a tiny hole that he was committed
and
for.
he was fine there. It's here.
Look at Durham. On the farthest to us, or the closest to us, that blur, he'll sneak by everybody on the outside, picking the right move, and then Keenan following him.
Watch this car coming through right there.
Oh, boy. That's Barefoot Billy, I believe. No, that's a 50. So, unfortunately.
This kind of looked like it turned into a demolition derby there for a while, the way some of these hits were going. Shaning rolling into the 24 machine.
Bummer, man. So, back to live.
Yeah, let's get us over here. They're still trying to get these two unstuck.
And this is the damage that'll tell all on how Tunney can get through this one. Keenan and Tunney stuck at the intersection. Austin Tunney, 3-hour champion out of Indianapolis.
Is now a good time to mention that we have 263 laps to go?
Yeah, right?
They're still, look at them, yanking on that 72 to try to break it free.
And the nerve-wracking part, if you're Tunney right now, is...
Don't hurt it anymore.
Yeah, don't hurt it anymore. And how much damage did it take on that right rear?
Now even the pace car is having to deal with hesitating. For the record, I think Ron Davis is still rolling to his pit area.
Hey, this helps him.
They are working on it. 24 gets pushed off. Here's Ron Davis. Still in the hot pit. Uh-oh. Tommy?
Yes.
I see Ron Davis in a shirt.
No. No way. We've seen this before. I can't believe it.
They've put it on the trailer.
And then drove it back up.
And then all of a sudden they came out with like 5 laps to go. Man. Now what's interesting here, I'm looking at Proctor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering how bad his car is. You know what I love is I think Proctor's using his official radio right now.
He's probably going to start running this thing.
He's going to start driving the tow truck. Here it comes.
Jeffrey, it's 9:30 right now. There's people on the East Coast that have already changed their clocks. Almost. They're closing in on it.
Ron's telling them something. Yeah? East Coast.
2 o'clock, right? That's when the time changes?
Yes! You folks might get to see it.
We might be up for this one. I just hope we're not up at 2 a.m. in the West Coast. But it's already at 12:30. It's already Sunday. Two nights or 2 days of figure eight racing. How about that for these guys? But you kind of need to expect it when we started at 8 o'clock.
Tommy, we're still trying to get these cars unstuck.
Crazy, man. Let's take a look here. Zoom back in and see the progress.
Oh, would you like me to be a cameraman for once? Is that?
Because, like you said, Jeffrey, they are completely locked up. And you can see with all that, it's starting to tear. With them trying to undo that car, it's ripping the side, the quarter panel off the 7 of Austin Tunney, man.
Now, Proctor was just relaying some information to his crew. Sounded like they were suggesting, hey, get it over there. Get it to the pits. Let's fix it. Well, there's some drivers that haven't had the bad luck that we sometimes see. Like, I'd like to point out Jeremy Queener, his 92 machine.
He's 37 laps better than how he was last year.
Yes, on lap 37. Last year they did their best to get the car on the track, but unfortunately that's all they were able to do.
Debbie Durham saying, what a move, Steve Durham. Absolutely right. That was a crazy move twice. That was crazy for him to almost get up. If he could have had a longer corner, this track was a little bit bigger, he would have gotten the lead on that corner. And then, of course, through the intersection crash, he made that move, right?
What do we love about this race?
What do we love?
Yeah.
The fact that nobody gives up.
A car that we said is clearly done, they're at least working on right now. It's Larson's car. Tommy was trying some movie magic there.
Give me credit.
I know I am.
I was trying to point the camera back that way, but we have a fence in our way.
I mean, they are underneath that car. I don't know if that's just to get it on the trailer, but it looks like we're... Ron Davis is still in the hot pit, by the way. That's why I haven't given up on him for sure. And he's Ron Davis.
Well, we're up to lap 42 now. So he's losing laps as it goes.
The 33 might just be waiting for the second half of the race.
Two cars literally locked together in the intersection.
Now we are counting yellows at this point, which means, Tommy, that this is all but taking Tunney out of contention.
Well, potentially, but no. The damage alone doesn't seem good. But you're right, the laps taken away, it is going against Proctor, Tunney, and Keenan right now, as well as everybody else off the track at the moment.
I think they may have gotten it.
Maybe. Oh. You're going to see Tunney just fire up and drive off like no big deal. That's what I'd like to see, both them drivers.
I'd like to see it too, but again,
I don't know,
at this point, you've lost a lot of time. I don't even know where Proctor went. He's probably in the race control booth at this point. And I think we might be throwing the red flag. Again.
Phone charge? I'll look for it. Oh, I see it,
So we're stopping the field. Seen this during every stoppage. The 3 machine rolls up to his crew. Having a conversation. They've pulled out the wrecker at this point. Oh man, Tommy, we are still really stuck. I thought they maybe got it. You know, why doesn't this ever happen to us in demolition derbies?
Yeah, when they throw the reds to get us unstuck.
Well, I don't think we ever get this stuck though. But maybe it helps that we don't have bumper bars and everything.
Well, Jeff, it looks like they got it. Looks like they got it. Let's see what happens here now. This is the one that'll tell it all. Who can roll? Who needs a tow?
Wow. There you go.
Wow. Austin Tunney fired it back up. Now let's see how much rear suspension is chewed up on it. That thing is sagging down pretty good, though.
Could be just a flat tire.
Well, they're going to be pulling into the hot pits. And in the hot pits they go. Of course, this is the one bummer thing. Right here. They're going to jack up the back end of the car.
Wow, both cars are going to drive away.
Unbelievable that they're, let alone driving away, they were completely stuck. Great job by the tow people for taking their time. And not allowing for any more damage to be done. Renda Staten White saying Durham comes out of nowhere. He's making smart moves, but needs to calm his britches this early. Robert and Vanessa Lawson. That's right.
That sounds like a crew chief right there.
That's right.
You need to calm your britches.
Robert and Vanessa Lawson saying that's right. That number 3 is the beast. Shout out to Norton Race Cars, Brandon Meese. I wonder where J.R. Norton is right now. Why isn't he out here?
You know what I'm curious about? And we'll see what plays out here.
Yeah?
I feel like, and you can agree or disagree with me.
All right, Trevor, take a look back to the hot pits. They dropped the back end of Tunney's car down. Is he going to fire up and roll away? There he goes.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong car.
Is he going into the garage area?
Yep.
All right, so now we're going to look behind us.
Taking a look at that car. The big issue he has right now involves like his bumper bar. I mean, don't get me wrong, that might not be the worst thing happening.
So there you see him parked in the back. This is the pit area. Not getting out of it. There now, Austin Tunney's starting to climb out of it. You can see the right rear all chewed up. Well, the race ain't over yet.
Not yet. Very unfortunate, though. Well, we still have a Tunney that can take the victory home.
All right, back to green we go. Restart lap number 45.
Still have 15 cars on track, but it has been attrition filled in the first 50 laps of this race. And the fun part, Tommy, is that someone could say, you know, oh, they should calm down for a few laps. How do you calm down in a figure eight race?
How do you calm down on a quarter mile?
How do you calm down?
I don't know. Your top five right now in the five of Ben Tunney, second spot Durham, third spot Connor, fourth spot Henson, fifth spot the number 00 Jeffrey, who was in the pit area for most of this race, tweaking on it.
I don't think he even qualified.
No. Didn't qualify, just showed up. Corey Turner and the number 005 with Seth Funden hard on the trail. Top six breakaway from 7th. Barefoot Billy, 8th place. The number 92. Oh, I'm sorry, 6th Barefoot Billy. 7th John Carlson, 8th place. Queener, 9th Channing, and 10th Jacob Reppin. 50 laps in. Ben Tunney opening up a lead over Durham in the 3D machine.
And it's just no fear. There's no fear going through this intersection.
No, not at all. Battle over here. Oh, Barefoot Billy in the number 50 machine. This is a battle for 6th place. Carlson will get by Barefoot. And also the number 92 of Queener. Having a great run so far here tonight compared to others he's had.
Yeah, this is a good start for Barefoot Billy.
Well, I would imagine we're settling in, even though we're crisscrossing through the intersection. Tunney opens up himself about a 10-car length lead over Durham. Oh, Durham almost making contact over in turns number 1 and 2.
I don't know if you just saw Barefoot Billy kick it sideways to get through the intersection.
No, I did not. Again, oh, Gray off the pace. She had to hit the brakes.
It was another stack-up situation.
And Gunnarsson having to stack up behind her to keep it rolling. But that's what you got to watch out for in this one. You cannot make any wheel-to-wheel contact intersection.
That was a hard hit in the intersection.
Reppin and Gray slam in the intersection. Red flag, lap number 54. Big time hit at the center of the X.
And Tommy, that wasn't what sometimes we, your typical slam there. That was a door-to-door slam.
2 cars gonna be done in this one. Gonna make sure these drivers are okay.
Lap
Fire and
54.
rescue.
Red flag is out.
You can see Reppin moving around in the number 45. Jessica in the 04. Both cars carrying our onboard cameras. Unfortunately, going to be done early.
That was a hard hit.
All right, let's take a look at a replay here. Keeping an eye on things. You're doing a good job scanning. There's a stack up there we were just talking about a little bit ago.
And right here, that is the 04 machine that we're looking at.
She'll come through the intersection and kablamo! Hitting hard in the intersection. Reppin thought he'd be able to get through. So did Gray.
It looked like, Tommy, if you go back, was Reppin side by side with somebody?
Let's take another look here. We'll zoom out and go to our other camera angle, intersection camera. Again, the stack up is going to be coming from the corner before. And that could have been one of those things. Jessica, a rookie to Outlaw Figure 8 Racing. Let's take a look in slower motion here. Slow motion. She's hesitating, and then she's going to decide to go for it. Reppin all by himself, Jeffrey, not side by side.
Wow.
2 cars.
I think, I mean, from what I could tell, Reppin probably just thought she was going to...
Well, I mean, look at, she's kind of tiptoeing up to the intersection. None of them, and Reppin was on the hammer. And look at right in
Tommy,
the left, pretty much right in that foot box area. Reppin slams into Gray.
And both drivers really got on the brakes late.
Yeah.
Like
they knew they were screwed up.
The last second.
Yeah, the last second.
It was way too late at that point.
Bummer. 2 more cars out. Lap number 55 in our first big-time intersection crash. 2 drivers meet in the middle. So you see Jessica's car, the number 04.
So that car had an onboard camera?
Sure did.
Whoa.
So we'll be posting that on our Facebook
page. Where was
page.
the onboard camera?
Towards the back of the car.
Oh. Ouch.
Yeah.
So you're going to see what she went through there.
You're going to see her slamming, getting slammed in that seat there.
You know, talking from an announcing standpoint.
Yes.
I saw that coming at the last second. And I was like, there's no response here. That's going to hurt.
Yeah. I saw what you saw there a little bit, and I was honestly trusting Reppin a little bit, thinking, oh, he knows what he's doing. And not that he didn't not know what he was doing. It's just hesitation. We've heard this saying before. Hesitation can lead to devastation. And both drivers One thought they were going to make it, the other one wasn't sure, and that's all it takes. That, I mean, figure eight drivers. Another trick that we've heard them say is, when they see the car, the other car's nose drop, as when they hit the brakes or back off the throttle, that's their cue to they're good.
Yeah.
They've been yielded, and there was just a miscommunication at the intersection on that one. See Reppin's number 45 machine. That car is fast and loud here tonight.
Now, are you like me? I'm afraid to even call these cars out.
Yeah, I know, but I'm calling them out now. But this is what I love is when they do pull out.
Yeah.
If they do pull back out, we are wowed.
Now, I gotta say, I don't see a lot of work happening to Tony's 7 machine.
I would imagine the right rear is all chewed up, suspension linkages, axles could be bent, who knows.
Could it be a case where we came to win it and we're 10 laps down, so what's the point?
Yeah, but we've seen Ben
But I don't know,
we've seen Ben Tenney lead this race by 8 laps before, so.
Yeah, good point. Here's the car.
Snoqualmie, Washington. The number 45, Jake Rippin. How do I know that hometown name? Again, I asked a local person.
Well, I unfortunately feel pretty good that we may, like you said, have knocked 2 cars out of this race right there. Lap 55. Still a lot of contenders, though. A lot of cars still on the lead lap. And I think that 10 is about that range, Tommy, where we usually see this race get down to about 10 cars.
Yeah.
And then it stabilizes. We'll lose a car, gain a car, lose a car. But we'll see. I don't think we're even at that range where we'd expect to really see any mechanical issues from endurance yet. I mean, we're only 55 laps in.
Here we go.
And now we're 59 laps in.
Restart lap number 59. We're back to green. So far, the driver with the fastest lap, the number 5, Ben Tunning, 18.317. So he's inching it down into the qualifying range. Durham in the second spot. Third spot, Connor battling with Henson now. Henson slips back to fourth. Some contact with Funden. He will drive over the top of the cone. We might see a yellow.
He did a wheelie over the cone.
A lot of power out of the 40 machine. We stay green.
And Funden's probably driving mad. Let's not forget, he had a terrible start to this race.
He slips back to sixth spot now. Corey Turner right behind him in the number 00G. 33G, Nick Gunderson.
Yeah, Tommy, I don't see a lot of smoke coming out of Queener's car.
Gunderson up to fifth after he had early troubles up against the wall. And I see what you're saying, Jeffrey, the 72. I'm sorry, he launched over the, and now he's smoking heavily. 3 cars stuck in the intersection. And I think Queener, however he hit or whatever was broken until then, just finally took
Really
that
broke.
92 out of power.
I want to see that replay.
Yeah, he turned into the Baja racer. But Jeffrey, that thing started smoking there, like you said before.
We've passed the 5th mark in this race. And Queener's suddenly with issues. Yeah, notice smoke coming from this machine, and as we saw,
I see the smoke pouring out of the right rear of the number 92 into turns number 3 and 4. And then that thing, he just he just turned the corner a little too sharp there. Launch over. Look at the airtime. Let's go see this airtime here.
oh man, actually, Tommy, before we do that,
I think we found an oil pan. Hang on.
are you telling me to hang on or him?
No, I'm showing you. Okay, so he's pulling into the pits, but Jeffrey, go back to where he was parked. You can see, I believe we took out an oil pan. That thing, the puddle,
And it's just dropping oil.
all over. So we might have ourselves a little lengthy cleanup here. Let me go back to the replay. I gotta see this airtime here. So Queener running turns number 3 and 4, and there's the dot, and there's the airtime. That's what we got out of the 92.
Well, I'm almost debating right now, Tommy, if we should do another camera run.
Okay. Want me to go?
You or me? Do you want me to go?
Here, I'll go. Where am
Sure.
I going?
Check with Tunny. Check with Reppin.
Let me go get us some updating here.
And check with Gray. Let's see what they.
I'm gonna go do a justice for our viewers here, and I'm gonna go catch up with everything. I'm gonna actually go take a look at the 7. I'm gonna take a picture of the right rear of that 7 machine. So I'll be right back.
Get a picture of a couple of those cars. And then just try to get those cameras, baby Tom. Well, it's been wild. We expected it to be. Lap number 63 on the board. 237 laps to go. Now, I believe it's kind of a cycle you see sometimes with events, where you see a super crazy event, and then the next one is pretty clean. I feel like we hit that super crazy event because the last 2 events we've done, they've had issues in the intersection, they've had cars spin out, but we've had a lot of attrition here early, so I'm kind of wondering if this is that crazy wild one, and then next year might just be calm. Who am I kidding? It's figure 8 racing. But definitely want to encourage anybody, if you're watching this live, this is quite the show to see in person. If you can't make it out, of course, we certainly hope we'll be back next year covering this event. If you're a driver sitting at home, bring out your car. Let's have some fun. These a lot of traveling drivers, always get to have a chat with them and always hear good things. Hear that they're enjoying themselves, track's treating them good. So Orange Show doing a great job. I mean, you have to remember, the guy that we keep talking about, Rod Proctor, he wrecked in this race already, but he's the guy that runs the show. He's a racer just like you. He knows what you guys really appreciate. So just something to keep note of. Maybe, hopefully, we'll see some more of you guys next year. Still, a nice turnout of cars here. We upped the car count from last year's show, and we'll see what there is to see here moving forward. Now, the reason that we're doing all of our camera collecting that you keep hearing us talk about is there's going to be a halfway break, and we still have a couple sticky mats that we might slap on some of these cars that didn't get cameras earlier in the event. Guess we'll see what cars are left at that point as the field cycles through. Still 12 cars on track. And what I like is we definitely still have some really competitive cars to give Tony a run for his money. Tommy right now down with the number 7 machine. So we'll hear what the Tony crew has to say about that. By the way, we're not showing a replay, in case you're wondering. Tommy is the guru with this thing. I am a mere soldier. Dare me to press a button? No, I don't dare myself. I dared myself for like half a second. I was thinking about it. Hope you all are having fun. We're low budget TV. We do a lot of racing coverage throughout the year at asphalt tracks, dirt tracks, and sometimes demolition derby arenas. And love doing it. We've been going to the races since we can remember, well before we could talk. And just I've always had fun at the racetrack. Decided one day to bring a camera to the track and a microphone, and next thing we know, we're doing this kind of coverage and absolutely have a blast doing it for you guys. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Hope you will join us for more shows throughout the year. Of course, we're always looking to up our figure eight racing coverage, and I know that we're in talks right now to maybe increase it a bit in 2017. So stay tuned. You can keep track of where we're going to be all throughout the year. Follow us on Facebook. We post highlights and recaps and sometimes big wrecks and crazy finishes and all sorts of fun videos. We also have a YouTube page. If you have a YouTube channel or a YouTube account, you can subscribe to our YouTube page and see a bunch of racing recaps throughout the year. So we like to keep content coming in. We're pretty much doing racing coverage from, I want to say, early January to early December. We have about maybe a month off, and even that month drives us crazy. But our girlfriends are happy. They're like, finally. Jeez. Or maybe they like it when we're not around. Who knows? But, yeah, so, again, really love everyone joining us here tonight. We have a great crowd on hand. And the audience that we're working with, you guys are fantastic. So thank you for tuning in here. Still plenty of racing to go. Haven't hit the lap 100 mark. However, Tommy is he's collected some cameras, which is probably not a good sign, because it probably means that some of these cars are done for the night. Now, the nice part about having the pits right behind us and onboard cameras and all that stuff, it means that we might be able to have some fun. Tommy's throwing GoPros all over the place. Hey, those things have been through a lot, Tommy. Jeez, man. Oh, it was 8. Darn. All right. Well, Tommy's back up here with some GoPros, hooking some stuff up. Tommy, how's it looking down there?
All right, let me get on my headphones.
Certainly that you talked to Ron Davis.
I did not yet.
Why not?
Because
He's the most important one.
I'm still uncertain that he's done.
No, that's a good point. Well, Tiny's getting excited.
All right, a little bit of updating. I think Tony's ready to go green.
He's like, man, are we still doing this? They're going to have an intersection on the restart.
And 1 to go. All right, you know what? It looks like they're working in this oil. Speedy dry. So it's a little bit of hot lap. So while that's happening, Jeffrey, let me give you some updates.
Yes.
Jessica Gray, done for the night, obviously. She's bummed. She's upset.
How's she feeling?
She's going to be sore, but she was actually hanging out with Reppin's crew. Reppin's crew was like, hey, you know what? It's part of it. It's figure racing. We're going to meet in the intersection at some point. Reppin bummed. They're looking at the car. They're going to take their loss, obviously, take this thing back in pieces to Washington. I docked to Austin Tunney's crew as we get ready to go back to green. No, okay. I figure we'll line up a little bit. This is all just working in that speedy dry. I talked to Austin Tunney's team, and all they had, Jeffrey, was a flat right rear.
What?
That was the main damage. But because the track crew took forever to get those cars unhooked, he went down multiple laps, as we know, and they're parking it. They're done for the night.
So here's as a fan, spectator, and someone covering the race. Granted, we didn't sit in the driver's meeting, so, you know, tracks have rules when it comes to lap counting and all that. They have their system. But are you like me, where I kind of, there we go, where I kind of am like, why didn't they just keep the red flag out until we got those cars patched back up?
Yeah.
not patched up and fixed, but
or just unhooked.
Unstuck, because
No, yeah,
the drivers, it's out of their hand.
I understand. I understand their frustration. How can you blame them?
What are you looking for?
My phone.
I thought you took it with you.
I did, but I set it down somewhere, and we're at an asphalt track. I don't know what that means, but
I don't know what that means.
it's
either.
all good. So, well, looks like we're getting ready to rock and roll. Restart, lap number 70. Almost a third of the way through this race, we go back to green.
So unfortunately, what you're telling me, Tommy, is we were right.
Yep.
That Tony basically said, well, we came here to win. Bummer for their team, though. I mean, I can feel their pain.
Oh, absolutely. Seeing the laps click off as the tow vehicles are still trying to undo the cars, but nothing can be done about it now, really.
Yeah, because where I'm confused about it is I think we did about 7 laps.
Yeah.
And then we stopped the field again. So I was just kind of curious. I figured maybe they could petition and be like, hey, put us back on the lead lap.
Ben Tunney, your leader. Second spot, Steve Durham. Third spot, the number 20 of John Connor. Fourth, the number 1, Jay Henson. Fifth, Seth Funden. Sixth, the number 33G of Nick Gunderson. Corey Turner in the 00. Seventh, Barefoot Billy. Eighth, and contact.
And there goes that cone again. Good thing we didn't put a camera there.
Yeah, right. Maybe we should have. I know a couple of our cameras that could have deserved to be there.
I'd still feel, though, Tommy, that we've had 3 cars that have proven themselves to be contenders. And this one, oh, close! In the intersection was the 72 again. We might not be done with the intersection. Woo, boy. Your leader, Ben Tunney, the 5 machine. Here's Willem. They call him Wild. Well, we had a close call in the intersection. Go figure. Huh?
Oh, yeah. We're figure eight racing. Rob Nye says that was complete BS. What all happened there was Tunney.
Oh!
Crisscrossing through the intersection. Ben Tunney holds off Durham. Durham's got a fast 3D car. We wonder if he is going all out and Ben Tunney's hanging out, or if they're both going all out.
What I love is, Tommy, I get the feeling that we're going to have a really good race to the finish. Oh, Andy makes it through. Hair racing.
Crisscrossing through this one, lap number 79. 80 laps down next time by.
Veston going down another lap. To Tunney. Some lap traffic in front of second and third. Again, though, we're closing in on lap 100. We saw plenty of cars on track that have an opportunity to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, Jeffrey, it's gonna be a race. I feel like at the pace we're on right now, it's gonna be one of those races where, at this point in the game, if you fall out for any reason, flat tire, mechanical, you can still salvage a top 10. At this pace, with the cars dropping out as early as they have, or we're down to our core drivers for the rest of the night. We've seen it that way too.
Tunney is just going through this field.
Tunney has opened up about a straightaway lead over second spot Durham. Connor on the challenge now. He's trying to get by the 3D for second spot.
Hey, Tommy, we've made it to that point in the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we have cars returning. Rod Proctor in the 21 machine has patched up his car, And he's coming back on track.
Back on the track. Lap traffic for your leader, Ben Tunney, trying to get around Barefoot Billy.
And Billy, he's, as far as I know, on the lead lap. He's fighting to stay in contention.
Billy in 7th spot right now, getting passed by Tunney, or attempting to get passed by Ben Tunney. Tea time, the number 5.
So Proctor returns.
With all this, Jeffrey, Durham and Connor starting to reel in your leader.
Yep.
So Tunney's got to make quick move of the 3. He peeks to the inside on the apron and Durham around. Turn number 2, or 1, 360 gets tagged and continues on, loses 3 spots.
What happened there?
A little bit of bumper tag from Connor in the number 20.
Oh, good. So you mean we have some drivers who are
We're
going
gonna see some rivalry now.
Oh, boy. We had a close, you're going to hear me say this a lot, a close call in the intersection. I thought we were going to, oh, man.
Ben Tunney gets by the 3 of Barefoot Billy. Lap 7th place. He gets by the 72. Clint Keenan, okay.
Tunney had to go all the way on the flat.
Yeah. If you all missed out here on this internet. He was working that wheel. He finally gave up and just passed him on the 5th mile. So now Connor in the number 20 is going to have to reel in your leader or get through this lap traffic. Connor in the 20 in the 2nd spot.
Yeah, that's a lot of lap traffic. It's thick.
Thankfully, Keenan, for him, slipped up, allowed to pass. Barefoot Billy's going to ride behind.
Yeah, but the problem for that 20 machine is your leader has no lap traffic ahead of him. Open, look, the whole field is on one side of the track.
All one side for now.
For now. Here they come, snaking through. All one side.
You got to wonder for Tunney if this is a relaxation period. At least for 2 laps he gets to relax because back in through the intersection again. Now where you see on screen right here, the number 1 Jay Henson in the 3rd spot having to snake through lap traffic. Seth Funded in 4th. Trying to go splitting through the middle of 2 lap cars. So the Washington driver in the top 4. We've got 2 Indianapolis drivers, a California driver, Jay Henson in 3rd.
Oh yeah.
Tunney's
Durham just saw your leader.
Yeah. He's about a half a lap behind your leader, Ben Tunney, right now, after that contact.
Proctor letting the leader go through the intersection.
Battle here for 5th, the 33G and the 3D. Oh, some contact, more contact. Keenan getting the, and the teammates crashing in the intersection. The 33 of Gunderson crashed out in the intersection, spinning out, broken control arm or spindle. And as he did a 360 through the intersection, Corey Turner tagged him through the intersection. Corey Turner's going to go over and check. But he's going to quickly realize that right front is tore up. Let's go. Let me dial up that replay.
Wow.
It's getting wild out here. Now with a battle. 3 cars duking it out there. All battling for the 6th spot.
Well, it's been wild. Yet. We are on lap 95. Tom, is this about what you expected?
It's kind of usual, but it's not what I wanted to see. Not all this issue.
It seems a little bit more than previous years.
Yeah. We're taking out some good cars early.
This person has avenged the cone, by the way. The cone has been avenged. Aru. Aru.
All right, let's take a look at the replay. And seeing the battle here.
I thought this was going to be interesting, by the way, when I saw the car starting to spin through the intersection.
Mm-hmm.
See Barefoot Billy there, battling it out with Jay Henson funded.
And now we're going to see a battle for 5th. You're going to go back, and this is a couple laps before. That's okay. We're going to see this all again. You're not missing anything. They're hooking up
Here
the
they come.
33. So this is all a battle for 5th, or 6th actually. And right there, you see the right front broken.
Oh, yeah, it was already broken.
It was broken. He had no control. I wonder if that was on the throttle frustration or trying to hang on. But Clint Keenan, the pinball in the middle of all this. You see Durham, he took that low road. Hits Keenan up the track. Gunderson tags him right there, breaks the right front suspension, and look here. Broken spindle or upper control arm. And who has nowhere to go? His teammate, Corey Turner, just finishes him off right there in the intersection. All in front of second spot, by the way, John Connor.
Yep. Wild.
And I gotta say this again, Jeffrey. Steve in the 3D machine, again, evades misfortune by some incredible moves here as we watch it again in real time. Boom, boom, and one more hit to end the night. Boom for Gunderson. That's 2 cars now down in the Gunderson Speed Shop stable.
Still, I wouldn't call Gunderson out quite yet.
No, but that car has been used up twice now by the 72 car. Twice. The first time was over when he was parked up against the turn number 3 wall.
Yeah, that's true.
Second time, now Gunderson probably does not see what we just saw, but he probably sees it as the 72 just turned left on him.
Yeah, all he saw was the 72 all of a sudden go straight.
So I'm going to keep my eye on his pit area right behind us to see if there's... And you know, maybe I should look over at the Keenan pit area.
Oh, yeah?
I don't see anything.
Well, they might be in the hot pit still. Is this, who do we got here?
Got the driver.
Oh, so he left the car.
Not a happy camper. He's over it. He's done figure eight racing for the year. See them towing that machine off.
I mean, we've seen a lot of attrition here, but Tommy, we cannot ignore the fact that the cones have been taking a beating.
The cone has taken the biggest abuse here tonight.
Is that suspension there hanging?
Oh, yeah. I do wonder, since we've never been to the Speedrome for the 3 hour, which hopefully one day we will. If all of you fans here tonight live watching on RaceFeedX like what you're seeing and would love for us to come out to Indianapolis, which we tried last year, it just did not work out. I'm not sure as to why. Maybe we'll never know. But for some reason it did not work out. But we would love to go out there, so if you can, put in a good word for us. That sounds really shameless, a plug, but
If you can, beg for us.
beg for us.
No, yeah,
We're doing our begging, trust us. We want to be out at the Speedrome for maybe for both of them next year. We'll see. Green flag, lap number 101.
Back to it. Still in the double digits with cars on the track.
Ben Tunney, your leader, second spot. John Connor, third. Welcome back to the top three, the 3D of Steve Durham.
couple drivers, Tommy, that we used to watch racing out at Irwindale Speedway.
Yeah, Shaning and Barefoot Billy, as well as the 21 of Rod Proctor. Hell, all about 5 of those cars in that mix, California drivers. Matt Hadley just confirmed that we will never see a figure 8 race like the 3 hour. I'll have to agree, and we want to. Brian Patterson agrees. He says, come on down, it's a great time. We'd love to.
Yeah, but this is like a 4 hour. Good racing between Shady and Billy. And they split your leader. Ben Tunney. Good to have him back. He had to sit out the race last year, recovering from a hard incident.
Yeah, definitely. Good to see him back. He might be our first 2-time winner of this event. Then we'll call him 2-time Tunney, not T-time.
Does he like tea?
I don't know, but Jeffrey, we talked about it in qualifying. Look at that driver's neck. I wonder how it's holding up. Ben Tunney's through the left-hander is okay, but watch when he makes his right-hander. He's got that head almost leaning through the passenger seat. Look at that thing. Gotta wonder what his neck feels like at the end of this race. He's Earnhardt leaning right there.
He has to shift his weight.
He does. The center sitting race car, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah. Maybe he's just a bobblehead. Well, we've passed the lap 100 mark. 110 laps down.
Preston McQueen watching from Indianapolis with the Shack Pack. I don't know what that is, but it sounds exciting. Maybe it's a love shack, maybe it's not. You're right, Jeffrey. Lap number 111 right now. And Clint Keenan's gonna have to take evasive action there. So, on lap number 111, we have 5 cars currently on the same lap, the lead lap. 6th place, the 316 Andy Shaning in 6th.
And don't look now, we also have a battle for the lead.
Andy Shaning 1 lap down, and you're right, Jeffrey. Here comes John Connor creeping in on Ben Tunney right now. There again, Tunney after battle with Barefoot Billy. Billy locking up the brakes. That'll allow Connor to close up to the back bumper in this one.
And it's gonna also bring Durham in.
3 cars. Might have to fight it out for the win here. On lap number 113, look at Connor now taking a peek, but he's got Barefoot in his way. Tunney looking to the outside.
And more lap traffic coming.
Yeah, and the line of lap traffic is going to come more and more to these leaders right now. Connor's still trying to figure out a way around Tunney. This is his opportunity. This is his best opportunity he's had this race.
It's the sequencing of figure 8 racing, Tommy. You want to get that lead because you don't know if you're going to have some intersections go your way, and that's where you can build the lead on it.
Like Tunney's been doing, but lap traffic will become a roadblock if that's the issue.
By the way, I think all 5 cars on the same lap are all together in this crew. Oh, some London and Proctor arguing over space. Here comes Henson for the battle for 3rd.
Butler returning back to the track.
They return.
Jessica Harrison saying the intersection at Evergreen Speedway is pretty wicked. Corey Turner raced out there from Big Bad Indy and was about in tears on the podium a few years ago because of the way the guys shoot the gap. Don't lift. 60 Minutes of Fear has always been a great event, Jessica. We want to come to that event as well. We love figure racing, especially outlaw stuff.
Yes, we do.
It's a treat that they get to come and participate in this event in our backyard, about an hour and a half away.
Yeah, see the 20 machine working with, or past Shaney. bit of a lead is opened up, as we discussed it probably would. And then comes that cycle of lap traffic. Your leader, Tunney.
Now, Jeffrey Tunney, your leader right now, has not seen the 22 car for at least 30 or 40 laps. So, and now he's got to figure out what to do with this 22 car. All the other lap drivers he's passed multiple times. This car he has only passed a few times. He seems to get by him no problem. But that, as a leader, you got to figure that into your strategy as well. Where are these drivers going to go? You have to worry about yourself and everybody else. And you got to worry about them twice.
Yeah.
If you're going through the intersection.
You got to worry about them side by side with you and when they're coming straight at you. And guess who Tunney gets to deal with in about 10 seconds?
Barefoot Billy?
Yep.
You've seen a lot of that number 3 machine. But Barefoot Jeffrey, he's on his longest 300 lap run here at his home track, Orange Speedway.
He's got to just feel good about that.
Yeah. Right now, he's banking in a 7th place finish if nothing changes. He's got a car a lap down, Seth Funden behind him, and then a car a lap ahead of him. So right now, he's on his own island in the 7th spot. Seth Funden 8th place.
And he's going to give Tunney a hard time every time. That being said, Tommy, battle for 3rd again.
Durham and the number 1 of Jay Henson. Funden in this mix, though he is multiple laps down from this group. So at this point, Funden wants to keep in pace with your leaders because anything can happen. He can potentially make it work. Any spot's better than the one he's in now. Going forward, I should say. Jeffrey, I gotta say, the 20 of John Connor.
He's closing in again, isn't he?
Starting to reel back in. Your leader, Ben Tunney, they're going through lap traffic.
But here comes Henson for 3rd.
Henson to the inside of Durham. Battling through lap traffic. Lets Keenan know he's here.
I think Keenan just went through that turn faster than he's ever done.
Yep.
And look who's losing his door.
Off the bumper. The 15, Willem Vested. Starting to shed that body. Remember, that battle for the 3rd spot is still being worked on. Henson in the number 1, trying to get up and around the 3D.
Tommy, do you see something wrong with the 316 car?
I think we're losing a roof. Oh man, it's an endurance race.
I'm really glad we didn't throw a GoPro on the roof of that car.
Right? I wonder if he knows yet.
Something tells me that he feels a bit drafty.
Maybe.
Wow, that's pretty funny actually. I wonder if it's distracting though. Like, last thing you want in a figure 8 endurance race is a distraction.
It could be distracting, but Jeffrey, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it opens up his view. Jeremy Tunney saying Barefoot Billy is tough on Old Ben, that's for sure. J.R. Lemaster saying Indy has the best outlaw drivers hands down. Also Shack Pack, the team / family of a damn good outlaw figure 8 driver, Jeff Shackelford.
The Shack Pack.
The Shack Pack. Now it makes sense. Monty Delp saying, keep pacing yourself, Nick Gunderson. You got this, bro. Problem is, Gunderson's not in it. Oh, boy. Got some action in the grandstands here. A fight in the grandstand. We got it going on here at Orange Show. At least they've been breaking it up.
Everyone seems happy.
Everybody's they're hugging each other.
I saw my dad giving the signal. I thought he was pointing at Veston and the 22. I'm like, why would they be fighting? Oh boy!
We remember Jeff Shackelford, J.R. Norton, or I'm sorry, R.J. Norton, and those guys coming out and racing.
Oh, we're still fighting.
At Irwindale.
man.
That's probably an alcohol fight there. Now we're splitting it up. I don't know what we're.
By the way, there's a figure eight race happening.
I don't know what we're fighting over, but guess what? Ben Tunney's stuck behind Barefoot Billy again, lap number 136.
Oh man. Oh man. Hey, welcome to Orange Show. Barefoot Billy just ran over the cone. So we're looking at second place.
Connor in the 20 machine trying to get by Keenan, who he's done. Got by that 72 for probably the 400th time in this one. Now working on Barefoot Billy, gets by Barefoot. And Proctor going way wide on that one. So, Jeffrey, a battle for the third spot continues on. Henson still working on the 3D.
Woo, doggy!
Your leader going through the middle of all that.
He had to thread that needle. Oh, and almost an issue for Keenan.
Keenan slipping sideways.
And look what it's gonna do into this corner.
And this is a battle that now just got broken up a little bit for the third spot that was closing in on that whole shakeup.
Leader, Tommy, is having company close back in.
And I'm going to say we are now 10 laps away from the halfway break. Woo!
So I got a question for you as we close in.
Okay.
What's our sticky mount situation?
Oh, we got some sticky mounts. Don't worry.
All right.
Are you going to go run down and place cameras?
I'm going to try. I just would love to be the security guy who's right now trying to figure out what happened in that fight. While there's a race going on with figure eight.
And Tunney slipping through that middle there. I see that we go red. Red flag is out. Lap number 142.
Are you like me?
No cars are the issue, but I think this was because of the fight.
Do you think it was?
I think we have a red flag in the grandstands. And I mean, nothing on track happened. So we're
not halfway. Like if
no,
they're not just gonna randomly throw it.
But this might be it though.
You know what's funny?
What's that? Is this our halfway break? This might have just turned into our halfway break.
All right. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna go for a jog. What cameras can I grab?
Let me help you out here.
Where are the stickies?
In the GoPro Hall of Fame bag.
Where's that? Oh. So I went down to Ron Davis just now, Tommy. Just got
Yeah.
back up after our intermission. Car's back on track.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the GoPro.
You saw the GoPro.
And I thought to myself, I could take that off
Yeah.
and bring it
I'm
up.
loving our. This is the best audience ever. I tell you, they're the most talkative. We're having a good time here tonight. Let's see.
Hopefully
I
they're
don't
not
even-
fighting.
They could be, but we'll find out. 90. We're at the 100 comment mark. Let's see how many we can get at the end of this one. We still have over half this race left to go. Ron Davis, go ahead.
So I saw the camera there, blinking,
Okay.
recording. And all I see in the pit area, I don't see any people. I don't see any driver. I don't see any helmet. I just see a steering wheel.
Okay.
And I'm looking at this car, and I'm like, I should probably grab this camera now so it doesn't drive off without us. You know,
Yeah.
you go to Ron Davis's home.
Uh-huh.
However, upon looking at this car, I just think to myself, Ron Davis might have something up his sleeve.
Okay.
I can't confirm with anybody down there about it. So I left it there in the chance that Ronald Lee Davis returns to the race. We all have our hopes, and that's mine.
I just found out from Casey White. Thank you for the update, Casey. Danny Smith, remember the number 25 car?
Yeah.
Is recovering from a thumb injury he got at the 3 hour. Something tells me that steering wheel try to take off his thumb.
Ow.
That's never a fun thing.
Speaking of never fun,
Jamming your thumb. Now we got the police here in the backstretch, or in the pit area. But like I said, there's literally no. We are cabled down to our post.
so let me tell you what I love about all this, all right? I go down to the pit area where drivers are freaking out about, hey, we got to do this to our car. We got to add fuel. Check this. Is this broken? Everyone's yelling at each other, and then everyone just stops and turns around as overdoing the noise level is the fight in the grandstands. That's still going on.
Really?
I'm sitting there going,
Could you tell
I'm
who
like,
was
who's
fighting
pissed?
who?
I saw Womerns yelling at Womerns.
Well, there's a surprise. Damned old womerns. Starting crap in the grandstands again.
But I don't know if they started.
That's true.
They might have been ending it. I don't know.
That's true.
So what's funny is this has to do with the race because
It's strategy. It's pit strategy.
it's pit strategy, and all these drivers are like yelling at them to shut up so we can take care of our cars.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's just, it's hilarious. It's hilarity. But, Tommy, do you notice that Rod Proctor's car hasn't moved?
Yeah, I've noticed
That's
that.
because Rod Proctor, I think, was all of a sudden notified, hey, but you know where that red flag came out, right? You got people beating the crap out of each other in the
Wow,
stands.
so he's got to contain.
And I see Rod Proctor have to run and probably have to deal with the police situation.
So he's got to contain his customers.
Oh, man.
Jeez. Shelby Bird saying, let's get these cars rolling already. Bring it home, Bull Durham. Problem is, we still are having some issues.
I'll be curious to see if what ends up happening for Rod, because he's having to deal with something he shouldn't be having to deal with.
By the way, I want everybody that's on the Eastern time zone, as soon as the clock strikes 2 o'clock, which will be, looks like it'll be in the next 3 to 4 minutes, to just go crazy on our Facebook page on this. I want you to just start
It's
start
almost 11 o'clock.
on the
over
comment section. Just go crazy and say it's 2 o'clock. I want to see all the 2 o'clocks because we're going to just pull it back to 1 a.m. your time.
here. I can guarantee you most of the cameras will not be running by the end of this race.
Oh, yeah. So reminder, any of you on the Eastern time zone at 2 o'clock on our Facebook thread here on Low Budget TV's Facebook page, just go nuts. Just have a good old time because we've made it into the 2 o'clock hour on your coast.
You poor people. Holy cow.
Does that mean this show turns into a late night show and anything goes? Because this is Outlaw Figure 8 Racing.
I'll tell you what, anything goes. Rod Proctor's making it back on the track. You know, we have 2 police cars now. Actually, 3. So maybe they
Four.
should. Four?
Four police
We
cars.
have 4 police cars. We should have them join in the race.
Why not?
Now, Jay Henson's pulling off the track because I think he heard about this, and he's like, I want to see.
He wants to see. That's 4 new entries, hopefully,
Yeah.
in this figure race.
Yeah. Rod Proctor makes it on. Jay Henson makes it off. Now, a couple updates, Tommy, that I heard that were going on with some of these cars. Now, I mentioned that there's a few cars that don't have cameras, all right? Here's
Okay.
the story as to why. First car that doesn't have a camera is this guy right here. Tommy, you could probably tell me why.
Rod Proctor?
Yes.
He doesn't want to be jinxed.
He doesn't want to be jinxed, okay?
Jay
Guess
Henson,
who the other car,
Jay
what
Henson.
other driver wouldn't let me put a GoPro on his car?
Jay Henson on the number 1.
I walked up to Jay and I'm like, dude, you're having a great run. And he had the biggest smile on his face. He's like, I know. And I'm like, I'm guessing you don't want a camera. Still had this big smile. He went, no way. Now, here's the problem we're going to have with Jay. He's never going to let us put a camera on his car again. You realize that?
Oh, that's okay. If it changes his life, then that's okay. Preston McQueen saying, I've drank myself sober, starting a pot of coffee in Indy. Come on.
Should make some bacon and eggs.
Christina Shackelford saying, chilling out in Indianapolis at 2 a.m. with the 2016 champion Jeff Shackelford. Oh, my phone went crazy there. We are coming back in 2017 with 2 Shacklefords. Look out. Look out, mama. 2 Shacklefords in the same property.
That race will become the Shack. They should call it the Shack Shack.
Jesse Tunney with a T saying, I do think it was not a very cool move to count caution laps instead of remaining red while Austin Tunney was stuck with the other car. I think we add to your feeling there, Jesse. It was a little weird.
Yeah.
But I guess
I think it'll be. I'm pretty sure it'll be addressed, though. Like we said, this is, Rod Proctor. He's a racer himself. He's going to want to hear what these drivers have to say. He wants them to leave happy.
And he was in the middle of all that too. Mike Jensen saying, finally. Kelly Artie Ware saying, let's get this race going already. And Casey White saying, damn, I could have ate a couple hot dogs and got back in the car. That's true, Casey White. All right, folks, I want to see those threads. It's 2 o'clock on the East Coast.
Now it's 1 o'clock.
Now it's back to 1.
It's 1 o'clock. So what are you guys complaining about? Ha.
It's 1 a.m. again.
We're not going to get home till the time change.
2 a.m. Go John Connor, says Stephanie Connor Rogers. Thomas Church, it's 2 a.m. J.R. Masters, it's 2 a.m. No, wait, it's 1 a.m. again.
I'm trying to think of which cars.
Jessica Harrison is still working over that headache and hangover at the same time.
Yeah, Tommy, only 2 cars don't have GoPros at this point.
Jeremy Tenney's showing us how he's watching. Look at that nice TV there with a laptop watching it all go down here. We are a little bit under halfway.
I just love how Rod Proctor probably got back in his car and he's like, hey, sorry, guys. Had to call the cops.
Cops are still over there, and I am curious what the hell's going on over there, but we got a figure 8 race to go.
I think my dad was part of the fight because I don't know where he went. I was laughing, though. Like I said, my dad was giving me the fight signals, but I thought he was pointing at the 22 and the 15, to which I'm like, aren't they teammates?
Yeah, exactly. Brandon Meese knew that Casey liked wieners. He knew it. It's 2 a.m/1 a.m. It's time to go crazy here on Race FedEx and Low Budget TV. I just wanna call out Chris Johnson right now. You ready for this one, Jeffrey?
Yes.
And we're gonna have some fun with Chris. Chris says if Jesse Tunney was running him and Ben he meant to say if Jesse and Ben were racing together, they would make it a race worth staying up and watching. Now, I want to call them out on that because I am convinced. What's that?
It's fucking terrible. What are they doing?
They're getting ready to go back to racing.
It takes 30 minutes to go back to go racing again. I mean, look at 75% of the people already left. We're not even halfway.
But you're still here, and that's all that counts.
I'm still here because I'm a diehard figure 8 fan, and I love.
Well,
the
then more
Chinese,
people need to be like you, sir.
But I don't know. Whoever's running this place is terrible. We should have never had a 100-lap Pinot race to start with. We should have started the figure 8 race at 7 o'clock.
What if the Pintos ran a figure 8 race?
What was that?
What if the Pintos ran a figure 8 race?
That would be great. I love the Pinos, but I didn't come here to watch the Pinos. I came here to watch figure 8.
And now you
know what
are.
I mean? Yeah. And then look at how late it is. We were supposed to finish at 10 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning again in the East Coast.
Oh, yeah. I used to live on the East Coast.
Okay, so you know the deal. Where'd you get that hat?
I got it online.
Well,
$5 hat.
I love it.
Where'd you get that beer?
I brought it in with me.
And the truth comes out.
Well, you can't buy Heineken in here. You know what I'm saying?
We're at the Orange Show, baby. We have Bud Light and Coors.
Yeah. I like everything about it, but why is there so many delays? Why did it take this jackass 25 minutes to set up a K-rail? You know? That was terrible. It looked like Mo, Larry, and Curly were running the petty bump.
Could be Manny, Mo, and Jack.
Yes. But Manny, Mo, and Jack make money. Mo, Larry, and Curly
Oh.
just have fun.
All right, very good. Spoken from a true race fan here.
By the way, I really love the way you guys do your show, and you guys are funny on their show and everything.
Thank you for watching,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you very much. We're happy.
You got a pool going, right?
Oh, yeah.
10, lap 1 through 10, lap 11 through 20, on all the way up, 10 tickets. Whenever Barefoot Billy crashes, you win.
Oh.
That's some big payday right there, maybe. I mean, I don't know. He's still in the show.
Amazing this year. It's pretty amazing.
It's good to see.
All right, so spoken from a true race fan here who lived on the East Coast that's drinking his Heineken and got his hat online.
You guys
See you later.
He's had more than one.
Everybody then join him. Hey, man, it's 1 a.m. on the East Coast again. And we're getting ready to go back, figure 8 racing, restart, lap number 150. I think we've ran out those 7 laps to get back to the halfway point.
Now, to be fair, we did have an unusual event just take place with the fight. So
Yeah, we did.
green flag. We're back to racing, folks. Oh, and immediately, I think we just had major contact between Henson and Durham.
We'll see if anything plays out because of it. Tunney, your leader.
Wow.
Connor in second spot. Durham in third. Henson in fourth. And your top 5 remains. Turner in fifth. You got that hat online. People are saying he can stay on the East Coast. Or the West Coast, I should say. Jeremy Tunney having a place for low budget TV to stay at Indianapolis. I tell you what, Jeremy, since you have a place for us to stay, we're going to try our damnedest to get out to that 3 hours in 2017. And hell, we're going to even try our hardest to get out there in May for the 90-minute race and Washington and everything else. We love figure 8 racing, and we're happy to have it here at Orange Show in our backyard area. So let's bring the West Coast to the East Coast in 2017.
But we'll leave the guy with his Heineken.
Well, I imagine there's probably a few beer drinkers at Indianapolis.
So, Tommy, you just take a break.
Oh, trouble for Henson out of the 4th spot. That car making a trail of fluid, and I would imagine we will go yellow. Lap
Tommy,
number
we also,
155.
red flag comes out. Do you know, I got to just say this right now. I feel terrible for Henson.
Yeah?
Do you know how relieved I am I did not put a camera on his car?
Yeah, it's not your fault anymore.
Like, if I had put a camera on his
It's
car
not
after the
lo-
break,
yeah.
Henson would have found me and we would have had a second fight in the stands, and then you guys would have been more pissed off because we would have had to wait again. Because Rod Proctor would have had to pull out his
And-
phone and call 911.
Oh, that's a bummer for Henson, Jeffrey. The best run he's had here at Orange Show Speedway in this the 300 lapper.
Helmets off. He knows that car's done. Tommy, there's a lot of fluid on the track.
That's horrible. I mean, Jeffrey, this guy was the only California driver in the top 5 representing us pretty well out here on the West Coast.
Speaking of California drivers.
And the motor let go. Shaning off the track in the 316 machine.
Flat right rear tire for Shane.
That's not a problem. That's not a bad problem.
Also, the 22 machine we saw spin out during that run. I think that car may have pulled off too. I don't think they want to talk to Henson. I think leaving him there.
So of the 10 cars left running on track, 5 of them from California, 5 from all over the place, or northwest and
come on, Ron Davis.
Indianapolis.
I see a crew guy over there. Someone's thinking about fixing.
Now
that
you
car.
can see over
it's
there.
It's Ron Davis for actually.
You can see over in the hot pit, the 316 is shining. They're changing out that right rear under this red. Now, you're talking about Ron Davis. He had an uphill climb. That car, he just finished building that car last night.
Should have stuck with the modified.
Very true.
Should have stuck with the 1988 late model.
And upon taking it out here for the first laps today, realized that he would have ran this 300 lapper without any power steering.
He was actually, I think, looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, okay, so we let one fan voice their opinion, but a lot of those things like we said, we can answer for.
Yeah, that's
There's again.
I just liked his hat. I really did.
No, the shark hat.
Yeah.
I just want it to be clear that we did have an altercation happening in the grandstands, which required police activity, which whenever we do have something, Tommy, happen in the stands where if someone gets hurt and needs medical attention or whatnot, we'll throw a red flag over things. It just so happened to be in the middle of all that mix. Now, if I get what he's saying about like the K-rail setup and whatnot.
Yeah, but that was like hours ago.
I know. And to be honest, it took time, but we were doing stuff during that.
Oh yeah.
We were setting up cars and everything. So I get it, but at the same time, it's not like we were sitting watching K-rail be set up. That being said, I wonder if that guy's suggesting that next year we leave the K-rail for the Pinto race.
Maybe we just don't even do anything.
No. We do, but we leave the K-rail for the Pinto race.
Scott Durham says Uncle Steve's fan club has crashed. You can see a crashed out young lady here. Oh, I can't show you.
Oh, here, let me help you with that.
There it is. Here it is. Crashed out young lady.
Crashed out. Well, bummer for Jay
Brody
Henson.
is bummed out that we're not showing the fight. The problem is Brody.
We could show you the fight, but that's what you're going to see.
That's what you're going to see. The wall.
It's on the other side of the fence. And to be honest, all it is now is a bunch of blinking lights and police cars. Tommy?
Yes. It's making the wrong turn, though.
Tommy? Ron Davis's car is moving for the first time in 4 hours.
That's true. Kelly Artyware is saying, we need more fans like that gentleman that we interviewed. Doug Grieg just says LOL because Donnie Lewis Murphy wants to know if they can soak tires next year. Byron L. John Sr. says, go get another beer, dude.
Given that Ron Davis is in his yoga pants, I don't think that car's coming back out.
That's true. Casey White saying, tell him to sit down and enjoy the race. It's 1 a.m. and we're still up watching.
I know. What's he complaining about?
I know. I tried to tell him that, but he didn't want to hear it. Rhonda Staten White saying, keep that dude on the West Coast. and then Brandon me saying he can sit with the McDougalls. McDougall, I should say.
I think we had him pinned up against ropes a few times.
Jeremy Tenney saying that a boy, that's Joey Kuntz. That's funny. Well,
we do have an oil down right now that's being taken care of.
Cody Jones already claiming that this is going to be halfway break number 2.
Oh, should I go take care of cameras? You know what I want to see is how many of our GoPros are still running at this point. Let's see. Do you know how
Rob,
good the batteries are on those new GoPros?
they said they'd be 3 hours.
I'm pretty sure it's been more than 3 hours.
I know that's a thing. Why, are they still blinking?
I don't see bin Tony's blinking.
Rob Nye says, if I'm even saying that last name correctly,
I don't think I see the 20s blinking.
Rob Nye is not happy that they threw a red flag because of Henson pulling into the infield.
I don't think I see Durham's blinking. But guess what?
What?
A camera I just put on, the 00. It's blinking. Fundin, just put it on, it's blinking. The 22, just put it on, it's blinking. So that halfway break really helped us out. Andy Shaning, I don't even know where he put his.
Well, this will be an interesting race for me to edit on YouTube in the coming weeks.
I don't think Barefoot Billy's is on. I think Willems died. And I just put on the 72s. It's blinking. Rod Proctor is the only car in the field that doesn't have a GoPro. But he's still in it, so I mean, hey.
Kimmy Grigg. I'm saying, Kimmy, let me know if we're saying your last name correctly. But Kimmy Grigg says, hopefully you guys can come to Indy for the 3 hour and see Doug Grigg win.
Well, if we already know who's going to win.
Place our bets.
That's true. Could make money on that race.
Mike Hadley asking if we had backpacks on the GoPros. No, we did not. And the reason why is because we've had some bad luck with those backpacks on where these things are placed a lot of the time. So, Jeremy Tony saying the 72 car has all the footage of the wrecks.
Which one?
Clint Keenan, 72.
Now, Clint, I was down there. And he was excited that we were here.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was saying that we talked about him last year.
Okay.
Because he was the one who lasted 10 laps and then I think broke for 100 and then came back out, and
yes.
I think that got him all excited.
Exactly.
He's a driver I would expect would fix his car no matter what. But he's having an issue with his brakes because when I was down there right before they started the cars up,
boiling up the brakes?
No, one of the crew guys was looking, then they were having him pump the brakes. And he went, uh-oh, we got a leaker.
Oh.
So
every lap, they're
Tommy, your buddy's back.
Yo, how long does it take to clean a track? Come on, let's go, go, go.
Hey, why aren't you down there helping him?
Oh, give me a goddamn broom. I'll go down there right now.
We all should. All of us standing up here, we're a bunch of lazy butts.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let them race through it. They'll clean that shit off right away.
They probably will.
They will. There's no need to do all that shit on an asphalt track.
Yeah, they should do it on a dirt track. They should
A little
clean.
dirt track action will help things. Right?
Yeah, and you will be able to see from second and back very well, too.
We got half the cars and 25% of the fans left. So let's wait another hour.
Man, running racetracks is so easy.
All right, I'll be back in a half hour. When they
Half hour?
Yeah.
That's it? You're going to make us wait that long?
All right, so there's your wish has been granted there. Stephen J. Neely. He said, put the drunk guy back on. And he was back on. He should be he's our guest commentator.
That guy, how do we know that isn't the guy who's saying put him back on?
Well, it doesn't matter if it is or not. I'm loving it.
Tommy, second place is needing to get pushed.
Boom. Boom. Talladega. Come on, get it.
They can't tandem.
I know. Turner's tried to get that. There we go. So Turner helping out the 20 of Connor.
We're gonna have just a whole reel just for that guy. What I love is that all of our audience is throwing in their commentary.
I tell you what, Jeffrey, he probably sounds no different than we do, and we're sober right now.
Yeah. That's a good point.
boy. I just want everybody to know.
Uh-oh. Tommy. It might not be done with this issue. The 20 machine is still being pushed around the track.
What is the issue with the 20 of John Connor? Jeremy, that thing is not fired up at all. Gotta wonder if all these red flags and stops.
There he goes.
It's back to going again. John Connor, I wonder if he can afford another red flag, you know?
We've seen this in the past where cars can't stop. I'd be surprised if it was some form of like a fuel pickup issue.
Especially after they refueled the car.
They just refueled the car. Maybe they forgot. All right, ready to go back to racing?
Here we go. Lights out. I just want everybody on our Facebook page / coverage here tonight on Race FedEx to know that we are at 167 comments and counting. We want to see how high we can get this number. Here we go. Green flag, lap number 159. So Durham up into the second spot, gets by Connor. Connor slips back to third. Ben Tunney, your leader.
So we still have, if I'm correct, 4 cars on the lead lap?
You are correct. Corey Turner in fourth. The last car running on the lead lap, 161. 162 as they cross the stripe. So your top 10 right now, the 5, Ben Tunney, your leader. Durham in the second spot. Connor in third. Turner in fourth. Funden fifth. Lap number 159 of 162. Andy Shaning on the same lap as Funden. So this is a battle, if they were close to each other, for 5th and 6th. Barefoot Billy Zeman in 7th. 159 laps into this race.
Whoa!
Tight through that intersection. Durham not wasting a single ounce of gas in that 3D machine. 8th place, Willem Vesson in the 15. 9th place, Jay Henson in 10th. Clint Keenan.
So Keenan obviously out there still trying to pick up spots. Do we have a car returning?
The 33G machine rolling down. And is he going to continue on?
Yeah.
Yes, he's going down the hop pit.
Now here's what I'm interested about, Tommy. I'm wondering what issue that car had. Did they restart? I'm trying to remember.
No, they've been out for a long time.
Because I walked up to them and I'm like, hey, should I put a camera on your car? Yeah, do it.
They've been out since lap number 88.
Wow.
Remember, they had to replace that right front control arm or suspension. So after all the adjustments has been made, suspension switching has been done. Welcome back to the racetrack. The number 33G, Nick Gunderson.
And I have so much respect for this. These drivers putting their cars back together.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Rod Proctor.
He bottomed out hard. 360 keeps it going.
I don't think he ever left. Now, that's the first thing Gunderson sees.
Yeah, he's like, oh, boy, look at it. Rod Proctor putting on a show, not lifting at all.
Maybe his throttle stuck.
Smoking the tires for half a lap.
Gunderson's like, maybe I should have kept it off the track.
Gunderson, actually, his crew guys have just waved to him, so I wonder if he's got to pull it back into the pits. Let's take a look at Gunderson in the 33G. He goes wide. Tunney's going to have to take evasive action. And
Gunderson, interesting, Tom.
yeah, see, look at the crew. They're waving to keep him back in the track. Oh, but he just stalled it. He parked it over in turn number 2.
He's asking him what?
Yeah, how funny is that to ask what's going on in a figure 8 race?
This is like you and me, Tommy. We do the destruction events and
Yeah.
whatnot, and when we're racing, we'll just park next to each other or drive next to each other and yell at each other throughout the whole race.
So Gunderson, we're going to take a look here to see if he goes into the pits this time by, and again, Tunney getting the roadblock from the 33G.
I'm guessing he will.
Here he comes into the pits. I'm curious to see what the issue is. Maybe, oh, it looks like it's towed in on the right front, so they still have some towing to adjust.
Oh, they got it fixed though, so now it's just a matter of adjusting it.
Yeah, a lot of wrenching on that right front tire.
Barefoot Billy is going to be part of this battle for second.
Durham and Connor, Barefoot Billy, right there in the number 3.
Here's your leader, Ben Tunney, putting another lap down. The 316 of Andy Shady. It's a Bible verse on his car, in case you're wondering about the number.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Just like the In-N-Out cups. By the way, an issue with the timing and scoring has made an interesting best lap of the race award.
Oh, yeah?
So far, the fastest lap is a 12.060, meaning that somebody made a U-turn around the loop.
Good.
This race so far has taken 2.5 hours to run.
So I just was reminded, by the way, I was watching Fundin here racing.
Okay.
I put a camera back on his car that was supposed to be there at the start, and he had some choice words for a certain driver.
Really?
Yes, and basically said, you know, this driver ought to retire.
Okay.
He's talking about Rod Proctor.
Really?
Yeah, they got together early on in the race.
Uh-huh.
As you remember, they got stuck over the turn.
They did.
I think it was lap 1.
And that really catapulted that Ford machine into going multiple laps down. And I can see why he's probably saying some choice words.
Yeah, he was heated, and Tom, we were talking after 150 laps. Like, he was adamant about Rod Proctor needing to retire.
Well, think about Seth's run last year, a top 5 finish. And the cone has been knocked over again.
Oh,
It
come
turned
on,
over.
guys.
They're trying
Have
to take him
some
on.
respect.
120 laps left to go as your leader, Ben Tunney, snakes it through the infield.
Yeah, he does. We're watching the battle right now for second. Fundin's sticking right with him. And Tommy, in a figure 8 race, this is something you kind of want to do. Latch onto a group.
Yes.
Because sometimes...
Keep your rhythm.
Yeah, and plus you're able to almost gain the yield from the other side. If there's a single car, as we'll probably see in the next few laps, you have a group of cars, they tend to yield for the group. You might see it here. No, Rod Proctor's actually gaining time on it a little bit.
We're getting an update that Connor's number 20 machine had to flip the ignition box, change over to the box number 2. So it looks like that 20 machine's running very well right now in the 3rd spot, right behind the 3D of Steve Durham right now. These two have been near each other the entire race. 117 laps to go.
This battle is actually allowing the double zero to gain a little bit of time. Sitting right back here. That's your 4th place runner.
And Turner Jeffrey, he's kind of on an island of his own. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's not at times, but he's got no pressure really. And of course, any caution, he can turn up the wick and really get after these drivers. Or maybe he's going at 100.
Oh boy, I didn't think we were, the cone didn't.
No, the cone bailed out. The cone bailed out on that one.
And there you see kind of that group yielding that we discussed.
It's a lot easier to go around one single car. Gunderson getting ready to pull it back on the track.
Good. Love it.
Maybe. He's rolling down the hot pit and turning left into the staging lanes.
So again, now I love how Barefoot Billy, he's just like, you guys find a way around me. He's done this with everyone. He's very equal opportunist.
He's very consistent on being a lapper.
Yeah. And to give you guys an update, we've had a long green flag run here. Closing in on 30 laps of green flag racing. Here's Tunney. And there's second place. Not a huge gap when we consider that Tunney once won this race by 8 laps.
Yeah.
So just hang in there. Oh! We have some kind of an issue over here.
And up the track and in the wall, the number 22 of Butler. Into the turn 3 wall, we stay green. Not for long, we go red. And it looked like that was contact between Rod Proctor. Rod Proctor coming to a stop up high.
Not sure what happened there. They both went into the turn hard. Sparks flew. Emotions ran high.
that was the deal through
Tommy,
lap traffic.
Speaking of emotions.
That was a deal through lap traffic. Butler jumping out of his car. And saying, what the hell, to Rod Proctor.
So, Tommy, he has a mohawk.
Butler, not a happy camper right now. And I guess he'd rightfully so. 111 laps left to go in this one. And he's put in the wall.
Rod needs to be careful. There might be a petition for him to retire after this.
Right.
I'm just going off of what other drivers are saying.
Butler is going to fall out of 12th place right now.
I don't know how done that car is, though.
Yeah, no, true. There could be something
Because it's, I mean, the tire's down, that's for sure.
But how hard did it get into the wall? Gunderson is back on track. He's pacing with the field.
It got into the wall. Part of me wonders if it's the right front that actually is the issue. I think something might have broke in the steering.
Donnie Lewis Murphy saying, no need to get mad when you're 50 laps down.
Word of the wise right there.
Kelly Artyware says Barefoot gets no easier to lap after 7 times.
Well, you know what else it doesn't get easier after 7 times? Being this cone and getting hit.
Yeah. Where's his Twitter account at the Orange Code? When we need him. Jeremy Tunney looking for a shout out. He's wondering if AK and the Hose Beast can get a shout out. The answer is no, Jeremy. He cannot get a shout out. We are not going to allow AK and the Hose Beast to get a shout out on this fine program here.
Nice try.
Orange. Good try though. He tried to sneak one by us, but that just does not work.
No, we're on it. We were ready for that one. Oh man. Last year, I think this race ended at around 10.
Kelly Artyware is saying what we kind of said earlier, Jeffrey. Austin Tunney can get back out there and get a top 10. So Tunney's machine is loaded up in the trailer. Or it's in staging lanes. Either one.
He pulls back out. Maybe they had to go get a tire from Big O Tires or something.
Maybe.
Still have 11 cars on track. Waiting for Ron Davis to return. And we still have 4 police cars. All right, so, Tommy, we've been hearing about this fight that happened. We're going to get a witness account. What happened out in the grandstand?
Does this guy have beer in his hand or no?
No, he doesn't have beer. This guy looks legit.
It's like 20 people all punching it out and fighting it.
20?
Yep. They're all going to jail now.
What do you think they were fighting about?
Beer.
Beer fight.
Beer fight. Beer fight.
B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run.
Look at that cone. If we thought the other cone was bad. Why'd you stop singing Beer Run?
Because all of a sudden we lost our connection there for a second.
Did we? What?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Are we still off?
Yeah, we're down on it. Here, record.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing. Lap 196. Plenty of laps to go. Just above 100 right now. Tunney's the leader. 3D machine. In second. Tunney working his way through traffic. We've seen this wild man keep on driving. Oh, and Tunney has to whoa up on the brakes. Lap 202 on the board. Battle for second continues between these drivers. And that caution did allow the double zero turner now to be within range. Keeping an eye on the field as they cycle through. It's been a long day. And for those on the live stream, folks, apologies for that. Not quite sure what just happened. I think, oh! You just came back in time, though, to see a strange incident here. Tommy, suddenly...
John Connor, Jeffrey, having some troubles.
So we restarted about 8 laps ago.
Yes, you did not. You have not missed a thing.
Nothing has transpired up until this point where it looks like Connor may have a mechanical issue. And they're getting tight here. But we do apologize.
Yeah.
Tommy, how about this?
John Connor off the track.
And we have a change for the lead.
Durham now in the lead. Second spot.
I swear to God, everything just waited for that stream to kick back in. And I'm going, what the hell just happened?
Now, for those of you wondering what happened, we're trying to figure that out too. but I believe with the connection we were on, some cell tower had to have been messed up or something for 8 laps. So again, we apologize for that issue, but hey, we're back on and running again.
Folks, you're watching this battle for the lead. Like we said, up until the point that we came back live, we went green. Nobody really exchanged position. We had a few cars fall another lap down. And suddenly, Connor in the 20 machine had his issue just pop up out of nowhere. Some mechanical problem. And then to follow that up, as his issue was happening, the 3 pulled a quick one. For those of you that were worried about this not being a good race, we are battling side by side through the turns with 90 laps to go.
Unbelievable action here, Jeffrey, as Ben Tunney lost the lead to Durham there for a short bit. He's still trying to get that lead back. Steve the Bull Durham holding off tea time. Ben Tunney. Tunney looking to the inside. Can't get the job done through turns number 3 and 4.
Well, Connor's returning to the racetrack, and we talk about how important this is. He still has an opportunity at a top 5 finish here. He's still in 5th. I believe we have another car returning to the track. Yes, this battle for the lead. So Connor returns.
Weird, Jeffrey. Connor's lost a ton of laps on that one.
Connor's issue was like ours. It came out of nowhere, and now he's back on track. Now, what we could probably do, Tommy,
Yes.
is I believe everything on our end was still recording.
Yeah, no, we still recorded it, so.
So we can,
Later.
Oh, trouble for Gunderson. He's off the pace, and this
Yeah.
could bring out a red flag. If it does, what we'll do, I believe, Tommy, if you could correct me, if we could
We'll go
replay.
back, yeah.
So Connor pulls it off. The red flag will probably come out for Gunderson here.
No, maybe not.
Maybe not right now. Look at this battle for the lead. Side by side, Tunney takes back the lead. And returning to the racetrack, this could be interesting. A driver who's a little bit upset with Rod Proctor. Barefoot Billy. Actually, that might have been the easiest time the leaders had to get around him. Lap 217. Gunderson still is sitting over in the turn. But I'm going to watch this. Butler and Proctor had a disagreement. And we're about to see if Butler has anything to say about it. Maybe. Maybe not. Well, he's definitely making himself hard to pass. 80 laps to go. And Butler and Proctor. There it is. There it is.
Oh, and around. Still no red flag from the
This will probably bring it out. Red flag.
So the rivalry continues here.
Yes, it does. Now, on our end, we'll keep things running. But Tommy, you want to replay the few laps that our live stream missed?
Yeah, unfortunately, man. I don't know what the heck happened there, but it seemed like whatever.
Yeah, that's something that I've never seen happen.
Like literally out of the blue. All right, so let me go back here.
Like we've seen.
Wow, man, I hate that it happened though.
Yeah,
Either
our
way.
apologies. They're still working on getting Gunderson's car off. So they're going to push him off. So this is the race, Tommy, as they got going.
And we're going to catch up to you a little bit here.
Proctor having a conversation as they get ready to go back to racing.
On our replay, yeah. So this is what happened while you guys were unfortunately trying to reconnect, and so were we. So Tunney out to the lead, second spot Durham, third spot Connor.
And you'll see just about what we said. There wasn't really a huge change here. It wasn't until we got to the point where Connor had his issue where anything major happened. But I'm going to pay attention to that 3 machine here.
Yeah.
Because he made a move on Tunney.
Like he has been doing all night. He's been making the moves, man.
Again, this is the restart.
So far, Tunney is still out into the lead. Second spot, Durham. Third spot is Connor.
It's right about here where Connor's going to have his issue.
So Tunney again crossing the intersection. Air horns ablazing in the background.
Yep. So this is, like we said, it about shapes up to this point until Connor has his issue. Tommy, we're getting ready to go back to racing on our end here. But folks, again, our apologies. Don't know what happened there. Want to ensure that it doesn't happen again.
So we're back to live here.
Now, this is our first time, Tommy. We have officially fallen into single digit.
Yeah, you're right. Back to the green. We are racing. I like that Chris Grigsby. The drunk guy must have tripped over the cord.
He probably did. So a couple things you guys will notice. The 20 machine's still off track.
Trevor, the viewers would like you to just watch the lead cars, not anybody else. You guys should have seen his face.
All right. So here's Tunney. To be fair, he is fun to watch.
Well, that's the thing is Tunney has been sliding through all these lap cars. And that's how we get to see the lap cars being crazy out here, all while doing it in front of your leaders.
Durham in that 3 machine. And now in the third spot is the 00 of Connor.
So right now, your top 5, Ben Tunney, your leader, 231 laps, Durham in second.
Oh, man. Now, I want to point something out. While we were watching that replay of the restart,
Yeah.
there was a little bit of a conversation going on between the 22 of Butler and the 21 of Proctor. I don't know. I don't think they ever had contact, but they were certainly exchanging exchanges.
Yeah.
You'll notice Proctor actually pulled off just before the restart here. He is now making it back on track to give us 10 cars. But I don't know if they're done.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I don't get the feeling that they're done.
Well, the problem is hopefully they are, because we're getting down to on the cars that any more lost cars is just now in being silly. And we're going to be dealing with live traffic like usual. And if those two decide to make a rivalry come to fruition there, in front of your leaders, that could spell bad news for them. So Corey Turner in third on the same lead lap, 234 laps into this race. 66 laps to go. Fourth spot, Seth Funden, 3 laps down in the number 40 machine. And fifth, the 316 of Andy Shaney, who, remember, was losing his roof there early on in this race.
Well, he's lost it completely now. He's lost his marbles.
That's true.
Oh, lap traffic!
Oh boy! And Durham having to fight through lap traffic like he has been all race. Gets by Barefoot Billy on the inside with some contact and through
Rod
the
had
middle.
to lock him up. And look who's back to back now. Tommy. Rivalry.
Let's keep an eye on these two. I know some people don't want us to, but Jeffrey, we've seen these two battling this one, and hey, there was respect a little bit there.
I'll just apologize now. We watch where the action's at. Man, what a great audience though that we've had all night.
We've had the best audience ever here tonight, and we got to thank them all. Through the issues out of nowhere, that was scary. I thought the World War III was about to happen, and I was going to be leading the pack. But Jeffrey, we have ourselves. We're winding this race down 60 laps to go next time the leaders come by. Ben Tunney has been putting on a performance this race that, yeah, his brother might have made it a little bit more interesting, but I don't know, Ben Tunney has been quite the dominant factor in this race.
Just don't forget though, Ben lost the lead recently and had to fight back for it. There's no saying that this race is done yet. We saw the issue hit his brother. You just never know in this type of race, Tommy. Anything can and tends to happen.
I want to take a look over here in turns number 3 and 4. Seth Funden in the 40 and Turner have been battling hard. They're not battling for position, but they've been having some fun racing each other out here. On each other's bumper at times, looking each other high, looking each other low. So far, so good. Again,
Barefoot Billy.
Yep, Tunney having to go around. Oh, some contact. Barefoot Billy gets a piece of Tunney.
And that could easily cut down a tire with that kind of contact.
Oh, man, could you imagine, Jeffrey? So far, so good, it seems. But the Achilles heel for Tunney, it seems like it's been Barefoot Billy in that one.
Might have a battle for second starting to brew up between Durham and the 00. Oh boy. She's second and third.
Kelly Arterware is like, how the hell is the 316 running fifth? That is called consistency, folks. Staying on track.
Yep.
Leslie Denny is explaining everything that we talked about this entire race. It ain't over until it's over.
Yep.
And we still have plenty of laps left to make a big change in this one.
The battle for second's getting closer. Looking at it here. There's
Jeffrey,
Tunney going into the intersection.
I want to, if you can, against some people's will, zoom in on that 3D machine because that car might be pissing off its tires. This thing is starting to slide around, and the Bull has been throwing this car around a lot in practice and such. But Jeffrey, this car, watch it enter and exit the corners. This time it looks pretty good. But through the corners, slinging that 3D around, he's got to be careful. He's got to stay right where he's at to hold on.
We just had a really close moment between third place and the 00. And again.
3D. Durham in the second spot. The 00, 2 cars back from him.
Oh boy, now
On the
Tunney
same
really had
straightaway.
to yield on that one. Tommy, is him con in town?
It might be.
'Cause I'm getting a whiff of something now.
People are smoking the roaches around us. Durham still slinging that 3 3D machine around. 00 of Turner.
By the way, you said leaders.
Yeah.
I have to qualify this,
Oh, heck yeah.
even if I didn't too bad. So here's Tiny going through lap traffic.
Tony's, hey, look who he's behind. There's only so many cars left on the track, and he's always behind the 3 of Barefoot. And crossover job.
He didn't waste any time
No,
with
he
Barefoot
did.
Billy
Up,
there.
putting his car half on the bank, half on the infield.
Back to the battle for second.
Ben Tunney, leader. Durham in second spot. Turner in third. 48 laps to go.
Oh, Willem. Now remember, Willem had a big intersection hit last year, this 15 machine. Hey, he's looking poised to finish this one.
Yep, very true.
Here's Tiny, your leader.
Bummer, Jeffrey. I do wonder what happened to John Connor. I wonder if that ignition issue or something just came and bit him in the butt there towards the end of this one. They're inspecting. I'm looking over my shoulder. They're inspecting the car. Obviously not in a hurry.
After being that competitive all night long, that's got to be a drain.
Big time. Something has to have been electrical or mechanical.
See,
for
this
sure.
is what I'm talking about, Tommy. Look at this pack of cars.
And this can shake up anything in this one. With that, your third place driver, and like that, 3D, second place. Durham trying to get by 3 of Barefoot Billy. Nearly lost control. Now here comes the 00 of Turner to shake it up. These two cars are battling for position through lap traffic. 00 of Turner finally gets by the 40 of Fundin. They're not battling for position, but Seth has been in lap traffic for the 00. Now he can try to close in on second place, the 3D of Durham.
Now, Tommy, this is an endurance race. These drivers know how many laps they're doing. Is it possible that some of these drivers are like, okay, now it's go time with these tires?
Very true. Very true.
I would say maybe second place, but I think he's used his up because he is driving this thing so sideways right now.
I think a lot of people are, oh boy, I think a lot of people are agreeing to what we're saying, Jeffrey. The bull, Durham, is hanging on for dear life. He's hanging on by whatever is left of traction in those rubbers on that 3D. He is literally slinging that car, dirt tracking it around.
Oh, we have some contact there.
And Keenan gonna mix up in front of the 00. And Butler is sliding through the intersection. In front of third place.
That was wild. This is third place on screen, the 00.
Mike Hadley enjoying our coverage of Durham right now because Hadley's been in this situation before. He said, I mean, last year he spun it across the finish line just trying to hang on for dear life and trying to get as many spots as he can.
Here's Tunney.
Tunney, your leader, has a straightaway lead over the second spot of Durham.
38 laps to go.
Tunney closing in on lap traffic. Rod Proctor. Good stuff so far here tonight. It's been wild. The start of this race was really wild with all the attrition and crashes and everything else. And obviously, like usual, you settle in with the cars slimming down. Durham side by side with Shaning makes some contact. And somehow, someway, continue to look at him still trying to hang on to that 3D machine. And you know, Turner's in the same boat as well. Turner not going sideways as much as Durham, but at the same point, not closing in to the 3D second spot.
Kind of just looking at it, almost feel like Durham might be making a little bit of ground. Tunney. I don't know how he possibly could be. Given comparing now the two cars, because that Tunney machine looks really smooth right now. 34 laps to go. You never know.
Scott Durham says, "You don't need tires, son. Ride that rim," and that's exactly what he's doing. There's going to be sparks flying out of those rear tires at the end of this one, and there's going to be cords.
Oh, Shaney gets in the back of Connor.
Turner.
And Tunney has to slow way down.
Oh man. Well,
I'm calling it, Tommy. Look at this 3 machine.
Yeah.
Making up some ground. Tunney right now is like, what do you mean no one's 5 laps down?
Durham is running faster laps right now, 19.0 to Ben Tunney's 20.5. So Ben Tunney keeping that pace low. Durham is on the throttle, using up everything that 3 machine has.
I think you called it right. He's driving it like a bull.
That's his nickname, not what we gave him, but he earned it for sure tonight.
Oh, then I think he got the right nickname as he nearly collides with Barefoot Billy in the intersection.
30 laps to go. Lap number 270 here in this 300 lapper.
Again, Tunney has to whoa up for the intersection.
And that helps no one but Durham right now.
No one but everyone but Tunney.
Ben Tunney just turned up the wing, an 18.714. Now back to a 19.5.
Tunney way having to get on the brakes there. Looking back at Durham, dealing with lap traffic.
So in a sense, Jeffrey, we have a showdown starting to brew up. I don't think Tunney's got any problems with grip. I don't think he's really been pressured that much. Durham has been fighting throughout most of this race. But if we come down to another caution where we punch up the field, Jeffrey, that is when we're going to see a lot of traction having to be used with very little of it.
And we're there, Tommy. This is the part of the race where your car, your motor, it's just hanging on.
Yep.
Everything's been pushed to its max. Your suspension's been slammed left and right nearly 500 times. Oh, and by the way, there's still 27 laps to go.
Yep, very true.
Not to mention these drivers aren't going any easier through that intersection.
Can I point this out too to show who's got a good long run car?
Yeah.
Ben Tunney's best lap of the race so far was on lap number 229. Steve Durham's best lap was on lap number 32 of this race. It's a bit of a difference there. Almost a 200 lap difference.
Yeah, Connor working past lap traffic. Self-lead lap. Tunney, that 5 machine. Here's Durham. He's going to have to deal with a little bit of intersection. But I think he's made it clear to these drivers. They know that you see that 3 coming, you let him go.
And let him go, or you're going to see some serious back to the future.
Lap traffic for Tunney. 23 laps left.
Hey, I kind of forgot that we had this camera angle, by the way. Intersection camera. I figured why not use it for probably the last time this night.
You should say hopefully the last time tonight. Hopefully.
Oh, that was tight.
Oh, Tunney, look who he gets to deal with.
Oh my goodness, Jibber. I do wonder, we're going to have to edit in the video if we're smart enough to remember how many times he's gone around that number 3 of Barefoot Billy tonight.
Tommy, I'm with you though. Caution would certainly make things interesting here.
Sure would. 20 to go. Lap number 280 for Tea Time Ben Tunney.
Again, want to thank you all for joining us here tonight. It's been a crazy night, Tommy.
It is technically
tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. It is Sunday morning here in California, 12:02 a.m.
Oh,
It is technically 3 in the morning for our East Coast viewers right now.
You guys are incredible.
You guys win an award. I don't know what that award is, but you are going to win it here today.
Durham working his way through lap traffic.
Oh, look, he's still hanging it out, Jeffrey. You can tell he's on a mission here.
He is losing, though, now visibly losing some time to Tunney.
Tunney just ran a lap of 18.7. Durham just ran a lap of 19.9. That is almost
But Durham's not driving a single part of that lap straight.
Correct. And that's what's killing his momentum, though. His forward bite is all but gone.
Tunney's having fun, though, going through this.
Kind of yielding, kind of not.
He was exiting the freeway on that one.
That's what you call a speed drum intersection, when you have to just do what you got to do to get through.
Figure eights.
Oh my goodness, Jeffrey. Closing in on 10 laps to go, 15 to go in this one.
Problem now for Durham is look who he's going through the intersection with.
Yeah, he's a half a track now behind your leader. Tunney, I think his waiting game is over. I think he definitely had a lot left in the tank.
Oh!
He thought about yielding to Durham.
Oh, and contact here and almost an intersection.
Man, crisscrossing through. I thought that was going to be a big one. Barefoot Billy, oh, hanging out of his toes right there.
I was convinced that was it.
It was a game of inches there. And Tunney does not want to see a caution.
No.
He's got this race in his command.
Oh, and he takes out the cone.
Oh my goodness.
Tunney.
He's just showing off now.
Battle of the threes. Now we're knocking the cone more around.
Debbie Durham piping up saying she's putting the voodoo wave on Ben right now as she laughs.
Well, here's Ben. Next time by, there'll be 10 laps to go.
Oh man, I just wonder how much steam these cars have left here. 10 laps to go, Jeffrey. This is a celebration point. A lot of these drivers, if they're still on the track, they have won in their book.
Yeah.
But there's only one driver going home with a $10,000 paycheck. And we've still got 10 laps to decide it, make it 9 to go at the line. More lap traffic for your leader. He's been fighting it through this entire race. Ben Tunney in the 5 2 years ago was the last time he battled out here. Dominant win, 8 laps ahead of the field. This year, 2 years later, fighting back from an injury that he was unable to be here in 2015.
Next year, Tommy, I'm pretty sure Ben Tunney's going to say, guys, I need you to mess up on the field on purpose.
Or something, yeah, absolutely.
Because then we'll win by 8 laps again.
Oh!
The cone got hit.
Tunney having to hit the brakes so there. You can see he's playing it cautious now. But Jeffrey, Ben Tunney coming back here to Orange Show after his last win 2 years ago.
Seems like a lot of people realize that we're almost there. A lot of yielding suddenly in this
of
part.
course. I think they just heard what I said. If you're still on the track, you've won the book. Endurance race
Everyone's
for sure.
a winner.
I'm watching Durham right now. He's literally only able to tap the gas about halfway through the corner. Or sorry, through the
He's
straightaway.
actually made time on Tunney, though.
Yeah, he's gone in front of the
Not
5.
enough time, but he's made time.
5 to go. Ben Tunney all by himself on one end of the racetrack. Everybody else he's about to see right now. He hits the brakes, lets the field go by. 4 to go for the 5. Ben Tunney, lap 296. This race started late, had a bunch of issues timing-wise, and ends late. But better late than never, absolutely. 3 to go for Tunney. I'm going to go back and look at some lap times here, Jeffrey. See who's got what. Ben Tunney just ran an 18.7. Durham just ran a 19.2. So Tunney right now, the only driver in the high 18 seconds. As a white flag will wave next time by for the 5 machine of Ben Tunney. He's just absolutely killed it out here at Orange.
And he's still leading.
White flag waves. 2 more times across the intersection. Meets up with Durham again. Playing mind games now, I'm sure. Ben Tunney, Indianapolis driver, takes it home. The second driver, the first driver to win here at Orange Show twice for the 300 lap Outlaw Figure 8 race. The second win for Tunney here at Orange Show.
Here's the fun part. Checker flags out, these drivers are still going through. I think we got unhappiness.
Yeah, we got some rivalry here. Funden and Turner making some contact. Let's see what happens if Turner's gonna say anything. Clint Keenan's happy about it.
He should be.
Ben Tunney, you see him right in front of us. Tea time. Second win out here at Orange Show Speedway. The first driver to do so. And a lot of freestyling going on here. Congratulations to the Tunney family. One unable to finish, the other bringing home the trophy back to Indianapolis again.
Well, to be fair, one chose not to finish.
Yeah.
but I mean, that's
in
racer mentality there, man.
In
We're
relation,
here to win.
though.
We're here to win.
Yeah, in relation, though, if he came back onto the track, he would have probably finished in the top 10, and where he finished realistically was 18th. So, technically only lost 8 spots.
I'm not going to take that technical.
No, I know. But there he is, Ben Tunney. See the crew giving him some props down below. Your winner here tonight at Orange Show.
But yeah, Tommy, the Tunneys have owned this event.
All 3 wins, all 3 years have gone to a Tunney.
But worth pointing out, although the domination happened here with Ben Tunney, this is the most cars to finish on the lead lap in this race.
That's
3 cars.
very true. You're very right.
The first year we had 1, second year we had 2.
Let me go
this
through.
Year we had 3.
Let me go through a rundown. 3 hours and 12 minutes to complete this race. Ben Tunney, your winner.
Take that 3-hour race. We're gonna call this.
But I think they do something like 800 laps out there. Steve Durham finishing second. Third spot, Corey Turner. Fourth spot, Seth Funden. Fifth, Andy Shaning. Sixth, Willem Veston. Seventh, Barefoot Billy Zeman. Eighth place, the number 72X Clint Keenan. Ninth place, the 29 Rod Proctor. Your 10th place finisher, the 20 of John Connor, fell out of this race on lap number 207. Johnny Butler in the 11th fell out on, or ran 200 laps in this one. I'm sorry, Troy Butler in the 22. 12th place, Jay Henson. 13th, Nick Gunderson. 14th, the 50 of John Carlson. 15th, the 92 of Jeremy Queener. 16th, the 45, Jake Reppin. 04, Jessica Gray, doing 50 laps here, finishing 17th. 18th place finisher, Austin Tunney in the number 7, 38 laps. Robert Snyder, 19th. Ron Davis, 20th. 21st, Zach Larson. 22nd, Dave Fair. And that is your field of finishers.
Miss my other family members being here, Mark and Jesse, but all these other racers here are also great drivers and very respectful. These guys, Durham and Corey Turner did an amazing job. Corey driving a car he's never drove, and Durham's never been here, so it's pretty cool to see all of us up here doing this. Awesome. Well, congratulations on your win. Good job. Give it up. Yeah. And you want to thank some sponsors? Yeah, most definitely. I want to thank them very much. I couldn't be here without them. Thank Rod Proctor for putting this race on, and his sister Kathy. Chef at Snappa Auto Care. They helped me out getting here. Fast Lane Automotive, Carrie and Keith Knott, Bright Mechanical, Breedlove Automotive. They've all pitched in a big bunch for me to be able to do this. And I want to thank everyone else back at home helping out. Affordable Painting, T8 Race Cars, J Handyman Service, Indy Trading Post with Brian Lugwell, and Ice Palace with AJ Buller, Kentucky Clutch, Chris Harmon. I appreciate everyone helping out. CSI Racing Shocks, Pro Touch Lawn Mowing, Clap Lawn Mowing, and Landscaping. There's so many people I can't think of all of them.
Alrighty, congratulations once again. No problem. And good Sunday morning to you. Andy Shaney, do you want to take it away for a second place interview?
Second place, Steve Durham. Good job. Right there at the end. How'd it go?
Great. We just had a great time. Want to be in that one part. That was even funner. Doing side by side, but I just didn't have no tire for them. They say their tires a lot better, had better setup, but we're right there, so we'll get next year.
All right, tell everybody where you're from too.
I was from Indianapolis, Indiana.
All right, good job. You want to thank some sponsors too?
Yeah, I want to thank guys on Security Solutions, Hadley Motorsports. Without them guys, I couldn't do it. And then I got to thank the Garriguses. We had a wiring issue before the race, and they put their guys out there and helped me. And without that, Henderson's guys jumped in and the wires. So great time.
Great time. We're glad that you're here. Steve Durham, everyone, second place. Good job. Good job.
And I'm over here with third place, the 00 car of Corey Turner. Corey, how did your night go?
It's pretty good. We started at tail, didn't know he was even going to make the race, but this Gunnarsson Speed Shop, TMT Towing, they just worked so hard all day long. And we're all the way from dead last to top three. It's real impressive.
And because of that, you get our Hard Charger Award, $50.
Yeah, Hard Charger started dead last and came up to third place. Corey Turner, Hard Charger. Good job.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us to the end. Hope you guys enjoyed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that. Let me turn it down here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us here live from Orange Speedway, the 300 lap Figure 8 West Coast Championships. We hope all of you had a great time. We all had fun together. Let's see, where did our Figure 8 thread on Facebook end up at? And it's probably still not done. Let's see here. What is our total count on this one on comments? 259 comments, and probably counting when you guys discuss this way into the wee hours of the morning. But thank you all. You all have been a fantastic audience. We love all of you. Can't wait to see you all again. Hopefully somewhere sooner than later from here. And hey, that's a wrap here from Orange Show.
Yeah, it
Jeffrey,
is.
you're out of breath. Why?
I just ran through the pits, talked to a few drivers. Of course, some of them are very happy with others. But did get confirmation the 20 machine,
Yeah.
broken rear end.
Oh, bummer.
So that's what knocked them out. They were obviously in contention all night long. What an incredible event. I can't believe it's already been 3 years
Yeah.
that we've done this, but folks, you guys make this happen.
And if it
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for you, we would not be doing this. Thank you all for joining with us here this year, last year, and many more years to come here at Orange Show. And like you said, hopefully, fingers crossed, we see you sooner than later on a Figure 8 track.
Alrighty. Well, Tommy, is that a wrap?
That's a wrap here from Orange Show Speedway. Happy to be here. Happy you all can join us. And we will see you all at the races. Good night, everybody.